What's up, everybody? It's Wes, Hank, and Andy, and it's our new friend, Chris. Chris from Cutthroat Comics. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, Wes. Hank, how you guys doing?
Everything is fantastic. It is hot as balls here in our part of the world. So,
trying to beat the heat.
Yeah. Which I did successfully today because I was in the pool today, so I feel good about that.
The pool.
It's been a while. Well, it's not been a while. No, it has been a while because we've taken some weird time off. RonCon.
We participated in social and virtual events.
RonCon came and went like a whirlwind storm, and it was incredible.
It was so good.
We really felt your absence, Hank.
Oh, that's sweet.
We felt you were there with us in spirit. Like
I was, and I tried to chime in when I could.
We were chatting up one vendor, and I looked over, and there's a Funko Pop, and it just said Hank.
That's dope.
I don't know what he was, what property Hank was attached to, but you were ours for that day.
Oh, that's beauty.
So, as YouTubers, as live streamers, the opportunity to get together with other like-minded streamers and YouTubers was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up, and so we really jumped at the opportunity to participate, and the event, by all accounts, I'd say was a whole success,
smashing success.
Very much so.
Looked hella fun.
It absolutely did. I got it on good authority that Ron himself approved.
Indeed.
Nice.
Awesome.
If for you two,
I've seen a video to that effect. Actually.
Well, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, Ron agreed, and
that's friggin' so cool. That he will play along, like that's.
I love that Ron is in on it.
Yeah, he's one of the real ones for sure.
All right, but we can talk about RonCon a little bit more. I still got a bunch of footage to get off of my cell phone, so that we can do a follow-up video for the event. It's only going to get better next year, so look for RonCon 2026, the 26th annual International RonCon.
Nice,
coming soon.
Also,
all right,
inflatable slaughterhouse.
I saw that and I was like, that has got to be the world's biggest bouncy castle ever made.
It was wicked. It was wicked.
Did you go in it?
No, kids only. But if we rent it, there won't be any kids there.
Like you didn't just take your shoes off and volunteer to shave?
I mean, I wanted to stand in line. I was with Lauren and stuff. There was other things to do, but I had to get pretty far away to get the whole thing into frame. I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh, I could tell the size of the dude on top. That was like.
It must have been 60 feet long. The whole.
Oh wow!
I've never seen a bouncy castle that large.
Yeah.
Pleased to welcome Chris again to the show.
Thank you, guys.
Comics. Don't forget, you can check out Cutthroat Comics and all of Chris's live streams and previous streams in the replay. There is a link in the description of tonight's live stream.
Thank you very much.
Tonight, it's glad to be back. We postponed last night because Hank, you had a real life emergency that you had to deal with. So I'm more than happy to push things off to allow you to
I
accommodate
appreciate
that.
it a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. But we are back. And I feel like, you know how I've been talking for the last several weeks about how we keep repeating ourselves because of the release schedule. And so sometimes I miss a figure that, oh, look, it got 17 different variations of essentially the same figure. I feel like tonight, like for real, I have a very strong feeling about this. I'm on track.
Yeah. Let's be fair.
I'm on track.
It's Hasbro repeating themselves.
Yes.
You don't
We're
blame
just
me, blame
reporting the
Hasbro.
news, right?
That's right. Well, we're only reporting from what, 6-7 years in the past.
Roughly.
So if you don't know about these things by now, I don't know what to do.
It'll be pretty expensive on the aftermarket.
This week, let's take a look at what we're gonna have a look at. Of course.
Nice.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing.
There you go.
Here we go. There it is.
Nice.
Here's a preview of all the figures we're going to look at tonight. Of course, we started this back, 1-2 shows ago. We got the retro carded Luke Skywalker came out as a San Diego Comic-Con.
The pilot.
Exclusive, yeah. X-Wing pilot Luke. Figure 1 from all the way back in 2014 got a re-release. 3 years later. And then we got the GameStop exclusive R5D4. Well, here is, I don't know if you can call them the rest, the other, because they aren't actually, those first two, Pilot Luke and R5D4, aren't actually part of
the original first.
No, they're not.
No.
They're not part of the original wave of figures.
Okay.
Let's see here. We got Joe Fan 84. That's Josh. Hey, Josh, I saw all of your stuff from Joe Fest, and I am so jealous of you that you got to go. But I also am so happy that you got to go.
That's
So
awesome.
I hope you and your boy had a great time and enjoy the beach.
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, the 40th anniversary. This came out in 2 waves. They weren't that. I don't think they were that far apart.
I don't remember them being that far apart.
And if you've been watching our show, at least this portion of the show, the Back in Black series, since we started doing this, you will see that all but 1, 2, 3 figures are 4 are re-release.
Yes.
Yeah. So 2/3 are old, 1/3 is new.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
All right. Hank, you talked about this last week, and you said that one of the things that makes this, and doesn't really matter to me because I'm not that type of collector, but
Trader.
you talked about the cards that kind of make this.
Yeah. So this is like it. Whoever's up there, like as much as we complain like that, like, there's no butterflies in the shoulders, or there's no, further than 90 knees or swiveled thighs. They know exactly what the frig they're doing because they have me by the nostalgia nuts when they do this.
Absolutely.
And I mean, the only one I've actually managed to tear open was the Return of the Jedi.
The Endor
Real, I did one because I bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
But I can't afford to buy 2 of everything.
Right.
So these just line my walls, and I look at them like I pretend I'm walking into a store when I'm 5 years old when they were everywhere. They were just everywhere. And that,
there's something
feeling,
to be said.
I still get it when I look at them, that like I don't know what it is.
Well, it's upscale too, right? So when you pick these figures up, they still feel like they would have when you were young, right?
Like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
to hold the originals, and now a big kid to hold big kid size.
And then you're like, that's the hardest thing was to stop the vintage collection cold turkey when it was getting out of control for me, because at first it was like, oh my God, they never released this in the original line, and I've got it on a card back and it looks so nice with everything else. And then I'm like, why do I need 4 temple guards? Like, like just lost in the weeds. So.
No, I can appreciate that. One thing that you may not appreciate about this is that as we go through these, keep in mind we're still in the retail year of 2017. Now we're getting towards the end of the year, But the Star Wars Black Series started in 2013. So we've been going now, what?
4 years.
Yeah, so 4 years. Some of these figures took a long time to come around.
Some of these
Absolutely.
All right, let's open up with the first one. I want to talk about this one. This one maybe has some of the most nostalgia feels.
Yes.
You know, they started the early bird set, and Hank, you were old enough to remember that there was a shortage of action figures.
I somehow convinced my dad at 6 years old to mail away for this elusive thing. And
can I have a piece of paper, Dad?
yeah, and I got it, and it didn't occur to me that I was getting a piece of paper at Christmas, but he went all the way and he even wrapped the envelope, and I had forgotten by that point. Going, where's my friggin' figures? But
you're lucky. You're lucky, Hank. All I got was Star Wars trading cards.
Nice. I mean, I'd be lucky if I still had it.
The goldenrod card. Yeah. Oh yeah. The goldenrod. Yeah.
But they dialed in on this in an episode of that The Toys That Made Us.
On this one?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
I watched it a couple weeks ago on the History Channel.
Sure.
But the whole thing, you know, we don't have enough product and stock to make it to shelves by the time.
Oh, right.
But we need something. What do you got?
So we'll
a promise.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll send you a promise.
Yep.
Well, they delivered on the promise on this one. This was an interesting. This isn't the first time that Hasbro has taken a stab at recreating the early bird set. They did it in 3 3/4 scale. I don't remember when.
Nice.
I don't think it was all that long ago.
The glare, I can't see past the box. It's so big. I can't see past
it. Looks. Let me
know
solo
whether I
you
have
here,
a glare or not.
I'll get you soloed and we can. There we go.
Oh, that's sweet.
Ready.
Yeah, and I mean the little details like that we didn't get in the 70s, but that Vader's shoulders, the cloth. Whoa, come on now! I can't figure out directions. I'm an old man. What's happening? There it is. Come on, one more.
There you go.
Yeah, so the Vader's shoulder. The cloth over the
armor versus under. Yeah, and that is sort of a that changes by movie, right?
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
This thing, it seems like it might be overpackaged, but it's not, because you also get the figure stand, which sort of emulates the old cardboard packer that you would have gotten with this. But before we get to that, let's get to the figure itself. I want to take a look at the figure. Here he is out of the packaging.
Oh, so gorgeous.
He's not a bad looking Vader.
No.
If you and Vader's come around, it's quite a few times in the Black Series over the years. If you only had this one, it would be okay. It would be okay. He does have the red lenses. We've seen the red lenses before.
Yeah.
Now, I just now I have to go back and backtrack, because I said I was on track this week. For this figure, I'm not, because Vader has only been released once. We'll say, for all intents and purposes, he's been released one time before this. It was the removable helmet Vader, which they also reused that body for the Emperor's Wrath Vader.
Yes.
Right.
So we'll call those one release. This is the second time it's been released. So I didn't do an all across the board Vader comparison, but I did give us a comparison to 2014 Vader. And wow.
There's a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Difference.
I mean, I dig the chain on the 2014.
I do as well.
But that head sculpt is far superior on the
looks like a Rick Moranis in there.
Lord Helmet.
We can sort of, and it's hard to I can say we can forgive this, but like looking at it, remember 2014 Vader is meant to represent Return of the Jedi Vader, which he really doesn't. As we've already discussed, that it was such an amalgamation of movie elements that it's like, were they just trying to make one homogenous trilogy Vader? And I think that's what the 2014 was meant to be.
Yeah, realistic. Yeah.
But 2017 Vader is clearly based on A New Hope, and I think he looks pretty good.
I want to know who sculpted 2014. He needs a to be go back to school.
Yeah. Remember the old Flintstones joke? I don't know what he got, but it should have been life.
Yeah. Sean says, I only want it because it's got a cloth
It's
cape.
gorgeous. And
Yes.
the cape on the Empire version is even grander, actually.
All of the Black Series Vaders have all had soft goods capes. And as you say, Hank, some of them have been better than others,
Yeah.
but they have all at least had soft goods. And he's not the only guy that's going to have soft goods tonight, though, that's for sure. Which, weirdly enough, is on one figure but not another. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
Let's just back up here for a second and let's take a look at. So he's also released in Phase 3. That's in the red and black packaging as number 43. So if you wanted to, Hank, you could leave Vader in the Legacy set and you could get number 43 and you could open that one.
Well,
Let's
say
see if I move a box over here and take a look over there.
Where are you? He's here somewhere.
Now, is this only a GameStop exclusive?
This one was not.
I got this at True.
In this, a lot of different spots.
This was all over the place. This was. I was in the business when this came out, and I was able to get a couple cases of these. So yeah, these were wide release. Nothing that we're looking at tonight was exclusive. They were all wide release.
Okay.
What do you think? You wanna get into giving this version of Vader a rating? Articulation wise, he's pretty much what you would expect for a 2017 figure. He still has a lot of the sort of the original
issues,
ideas that went into Black Series.
So the funny thing is, he's probably a 2017 4 for me, which is very high for my when I think about separating them and jumping a figure's tech. But he's everything you need from a New Hope Vader, because you don't need to be able to butterfly his shoulders and do the crazy shit that he's doing in comics, and for posability, he just needs to be static and imposing, and you get all that stuff. The new head sculpt is a top 10 head sculpt. The soft goods, he's a 4 out of, I don't even know what we're using, 4 out of 5.
Wow.
Crate dragon calls.
Vintage cards. Vintage cards.
Vintage card backs. There you go.
There we go. He's a 4 out of 5. Okay.
4 out of 5 for me.
Andy, what do you think?
I'm thinking I'm right there with Hank. Yeah, 4 out of
4.
5.
Yeah.
I mean, like the soft goods definitely helps with his articulation.
Yeah.
As it hindered like the original Obi-Wans and whatnot.
Right.
And head sculpt's great, and like you said, he is an imposing villain to stand off against the rest of your guys.
He absolutely is. Chris, what do you think of 2017 40th anniversary Darth Vader?
Yeah, I don't want to give it a very, very high one. I was thinking 5, but I'm over there with everybody else. It's probably 4.5 for me.
Yeah.
This reminds me when Disney put out that 12-inch Darth Vader.
Okay.
And it looks similar to this one, but it had better range of motion. Of course, it has one of those metal skeletons that you can move around.
Yes.
So, but the only thing with that is once you start posing it over years, you can start seeing the wires coming out of the cloth and everything, which I do not like. But this is similar to it. I like the sculpt. I like the lightsaber that it comes apart. Maybe you can change the color, but why would you change Darth Vader's color? I mean, come on. It's a classic red. Sith, I like the eyes. I wish they were more clear. I know people like the darker eyes.
For the scenes where you can almost see Prowse's eyes.
Almost see David Prowse.
Yes.
Yes.
But I give it a 4.5. That's what I give it.
Beauty.
I feel like the one thing, and Andy, you mentioned it before, the 2014 version had that chain, and I feel like that chain was never more visible than it was in A New Hope. So I wish they had kept that. I get that there's probably an additional, there's a cost issue incorporating metal into a plastic action figure.
Or else we'd have wired capes on everything.
I know. I appreciate that detail. So the fact that it's absent here, it definitely loses a point for me. But I got the first the 2014 Vader, and I still have him. I still have him because I have him laying down with the helmet off, so Luke can do the "let me take this mask off." We can do that. But if I had to have, like I said at the beginning, if I had to have one Vader on the shelf for my display, and I only had this one, I would be totally satisfied with this.
Yeah.
And in 2017, when this came out, that's the reason why I didn't care about the vintage card backs. I just wanted the Vader. So I had no trouble sacrificing a legacy pack to get the figure out, which I did. And I like
How
this
do you
one.
sleep at night?
He is a 27. He's a 5 out of 5 vintage card backs in 2017.
That's a
But we
nice
have had a few other Vaders since then, and there probably might be, definitely is a better Vader out there. And I say this only because Vader changes with every movie.
Yeah.
So maybe your Vader isn't my Vader. But in 2025, I think 40th anniversary legacy early bird Vader, it's a 3.5.
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah.
3.5 vintage card backs.
We'll get there organically, but I think the Empire Vader from the main line is probably the best release.
Which is the Vader from the 40th Empire line,
That's correct.
which we'll review in when we get to the 2 years later, 3 years later.
Yeah.
Does anybody miss the hidden lightsaber with the vintage where you had to push it up?
The slide. You know, I loved it for what it was as a kid.
Yeah.
It was a neat feature.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a ton of Star Wars figures, so like I remember playing with it. I also remember losing them. I remember like the tips, the little fine tips falling off or
Snapping
getting
off.
chewed off or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did anybody, I don't know if I never had one. Did anybody have a telescoping lightsaber?
So I had the early bird pack, so I must have, but I don't think that I knew that it had a double telescoping situation going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't at 6. I was chewing on them and shoving them in bathtub drains.
of
I had
course,
no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were buried to their necks in dirt while the GI Joes danced around them.
I didn't have the telescope ones, but my friends did, and we used to just play with it. And one got actually stuck, and we're like, "Uh-oh."
Oh no.
I go, "What's going to happen?" And he goes, "Well, one person's going to die."
That's great. Vader comes with a reproduction of the cardboard backer for the figure stand, but the stand itself, it's all plastic construction. The ring around it, it's several sections that you put together, and then you have the reversible card back, so you can either do the figure side, or you can do the scene side with the famous X-wing getting chased by the TIE fighter scene. And here is Vader himself standing center stage of the scene. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. Now, who are we going to move on to? I gotta do a preview here. My slides are not in order.
Honestly, I pulled the wrong set of figures except for the Tusken Raiders.
Well, that's okay.
I might be getting up and down a few times here.
Oh, that's fine. We talked about the father. Let's talk about the son.
I actually can't reach him. He's way high.
It's Luke Skywalker. Luke, who just came out at this point. Remember we talked about Luke, just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, because he was included with the land speeder.
Came with the land speeder.
Right.
This body came with the land speeder. He also got a single carded release right around the same time. So it baffles me that this version of Luke Skywalker came out 3 years into the line, because he came out in 2017.
Yeah.
4 years into the line.
Yeah.
Depending on the month. But again, vintage card back, which emulates the Kenner card. And this is the Luke Skywalker that we've looked at previously. So nothing has changed here. He comes with all of the same accessories. Has the same sort of action figure-y portrait. Yeah, portrait to him.
That shaggy longing.
I didn't repeat the Luke head, like the lineup of heads.
Right.
I thought we've already done that. I'm not going to do it. You know what this one looks like. But again, there's a sort of a 1970s charm here where he looks like an action figure.
Yeah.
He looks like a toy, something you might play with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't play with it, but somebody might.
You know how I feel about the soft goods on this figure. I want to.
Yeah.
If I could get it out of the package, but I don't have the wherewithal,
You
I
know,
might harm it.
it was okay for what it was when it was.
You know what? I guess that's true. I don't think we understood what we could have had until they did the release earlier this year of the molded version of
But
this.
even the land speeder release got the different fabric in that tunic, right? And that looked a little bit better. Dare I say it was a little bit closer. Like I thought it was like a cheesecloth.
Mhm.
Reminds me a little bit more of the Tuscan fabric, which I really like.
Mm.
So this one is just okay. I mean, do you remember what you scored this one, Hank, when we talked about it?
I don't recall, but he's 2.5, and if we're including this version of it,
Yeah.
like it because of the card back, it means so much more to me. So it probably scores a 3 or a 4 with the card back.
Yep.
This is a display piece on my wall because
Yeah.
I won't ever get close enough to see how derpy that face is, or ever touch that tunic to see how puffy and
It'll turn to
unwieldy
dust
it is.
before you get your hands on it.
Probably will. I'll be dead before that's open. I might be buried with it. We'll see how it goes.
Andy, do you remember what you scored this one?
No, but I'm kind of feeling 3.
Are you feeling the nostalgia with the card?
Absolutely.
You are, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm such a monster because I just don't care, right? Like I collect toys.
No,
not
it's a
like
superpower,
packaging.
Wes.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
is,
a
isn't
superpower.
it? Chris, you're seeing this probably in the context of our show. You're seeing this for the first time. What do you think of Luke Skywalker?
Well, I do like the belt, the lightsaber, and his binoculars. They're really cool. I'm not too happy with the face sculpt. You're never going to get Mark Hamill's look.
Yet. No. Why is it that nobody can capture Mark Hamill's portrait?
I don't know.
It's very strange to me. Yeah.
And
maybe he's Shakespeare. Maybe he's 9 different guys.
I do like. I don't know if it's double. Is it double knees? Do you have double knees?
He does have double knees. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a plus, but I'm going to have to give it a 2.
That's fair.
I was going to give it a 1, but
wow, it's scathing.
The 2 saved it with the double knees, and I agree with you. The soft goods could be better.
Yeah,
but that's overall good for what it is.
There are, Hank, you brought up the most recent edition of the Farm Boy, which came out this year. There are things that this one actually does better. There's not much,
right?
But there is a thing that this one does better, and it's the way that the macro binoculars actually attached to the belt are done better here than they are on the new. At least in my opinion, anyway.
This has a comm link as well, yeah.
Well, I don't think the comm link is detachable. I think that's molded.
Really?
It's molded onto the belt.
So the only one is the stormtrooper display.
But that's not a comm link, right? Because like contextually in the movie, that's the droid collar.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Correct.
Sean's here says, I give it a 2.
2.
That's fair. I don't know what I gave it before. I know that there have been, and I have a version of this because I still have the Landspeeder version. So, I mean, I guess I can be somewhat forgiving of it, but like there is a new Luke that is exponentially better than this. So I think he's probably, I don't care about the card. That's the thing. I can't even give a point for the card because I just throw it away.
You got to be you, man.
Yeah, he's a 2. He's a 2.
There's ways this could be done better, even like this, even without the card back and stuff. Like, if you can remove that belt, then why don't I have a Stormtrooper belt? Why don't I have an E11?
Yeah.
There's just why don't I have the bucket hat and the goggles? Like
I don't know why they didn't.
This could be a tour de force of
seriously,
because all those things exist. It's not like they're even sculpting other things.
No,
correct.
Right. So this figure could really be a top 10er.
Yeah.
If you just gave me all those accessories.
There's probably a bunch of people, and I mean, I think we're sitting here right now, at least the 2 of us. If they had given us the bucket hat Luke and the poncho and all that, the rifle as a deluxe release, I'd have bought it without the Landspeeder
easily.
Yeah, certainly, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got the Father, the Son. I guess we can get to. I don't.
The
Do you
Holy
call
Ghost.
him? Do you call him the?
The roguish.
I was gonna say the future best friend, the scruffy nerf herder. I guess we can go with that. Of course,
Roguish.
it's a ham sandwich. I mean, Han Solo.
Note the belt.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Well, that's the thing. That's the funny thing with most of these being reissues. They are 100% reissues. They aren't like some reissue. It's all reissue, and that comes up in a funny way
Yeah,
later on. But if you didn't get Han, this is another good way to get him.
I
Or
missed both of them.
the gloved hands. I got the gloved hands on mine. I really like that.
Now,
Yeah, it's
the
nice.
previous ones did not come with extra hands, did it?
Yeah, I did.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, he was a 2014 release, I think.
Okay.
Actually, my notes will tell me.
So I'm
Previously
chomping at
released.
the bit for the pipeline of this because I never did get this in the regular run of things.
That new one looks
So good.
so nice.
Conversely, again,
So
like
nice.
almost diametrically opposed to Mark Hamill. They seem to have really captured Harrison Ford with that one.
Well, with the new one, you mean?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. Anybody need a new head for an Indiana Jones?
Mhm.
I've said this before. I do think that the Black Series sculpts, even if the paintwork has been questionable, the sculpt has almost always been there. And I do feel like even though this is a 2013 figure, this is a good looking Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not bad. It looks like a Mad Magazine caricature of Harrison Ford. So
Yeah,
it still
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like Harrison Ford.
That's
But
right.
like you say, when you apply the computer style airbrushing paint to that,
Yeah.
that's really what that brings the sculpt to life, right? So
Mhm.
I love Sean's comment. Sean says they should have done a small head and a big head one like they did when he first came out.
The variant chase one.
Can you imagine what big head Han would look like in the Black Series? He'd be lopsided.
Oh my god.
that's a 3.5 for me. Like, look at the accessories. I'm like, I mean,
You know,
the E11 holster. Like, why do those things not exist in the Luke pack? Like,
I don't know.
You
I
just
don't
have
know.
to, like. But the removable.
Do you
The
consider the
removable
vest, even though the vest is removable, would you ever take it off of him?
I
No.
mean, it's just an alternate look. Like, you don't consider it, but maybe if you wanted to, because I don't know if the vest comes off the Return of the Jedi version. But maybe if
never
you
tried.
wanted to play the Han and Carbonite, you could just blur your eyes and pretend its pants were brown.
True.
It's so true.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
never
man.
handling this figure, never even like physically handling it, never seeing it live in person.
Yeah.
This is a 4 for me in that packaging, and it might even be a 4 out of the packaging because just look at the accessories. Like, how often do we get hands for Star Wars figures?
We
Like, that's a
almost never.
thing that's just
Almost never.
exclusively Marvel,
A Marvel
or,
Legends thing for
or,
sure,
or
but not a
modern
Star Wars
Joes,
thing,
right?
yeah.
Like,
NECA goes all out with that.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
There hasn't been, this look has not had a refresh yet. It's scheduled for a refresh this year.
right. I think November release.
Right. And so, like I said, this is a 2017 release, but the figure is a 2013 release. So what, 12 years?
Mm-hmm.
12 years
Wow.
before we get a refresh? That's like almost unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy, what do you think?
I'm thinking 3.5. I like all the accessories plus the vintage cards. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a fan. Well, Chris, I should let you go first.
I'm gonna give it a 3 also, but I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
With the Stormtrooper blaster and holster,
Yep.
is this gonna be they're trying to get you ready for maybe Han Solo in the Stormtrooper outfit?
So they have done both Luke and Han as in Stormtrooper armor, and it's just a straight up reuse of the Stormtrooper body.
was it the same body for the George Lucas one?
Yeah. Yeah, except for Luke. They made the Luke one a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Well, the Lucas one is on the modern Stormtrooper body.
What year did that come out? Because I got a note on that.
2 years ago.
It's the 50th anniversary, so it's 10 years after these.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're fine then.
Yeah, but I'm just glad that they gave us more hands, and bravo to Hasbro for that. I mean, come on. You should have done that years ago.
I think we've got in the Black Series. I think we've got Han's every major look for the character, including the carbonite block. So,
I believe so.
have we missed anything?
Mm.
Not that I remember.
One. It's and it's a split sec blinking you moment scene. You want him with the helmet on as he's called in from Return of the Jedi. He's in the walker.
Yeah.
He's got the helmet on, and he's just.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's just wearing the helmet in front of the screen, but you could imagine he put the whole uniform on for it.
What if you? Here's one for you. That's in Empire, right?
No, that's in
Jedi.
Oh, sorry, in Jedi. What if you took the Endor Heroes Han, which is that Han, and you swapped it with Alden Ehrenreich's Mud Trooper Han head?
It might work. You know, and I just thought you could probably put the Beer's helmet on him and it would work.
Yeah. If it'll fit over. Now he's got some pretty big
does
hair.
Have a coif, man.
He's got a thing going on there. He's got more hair than two of us. I like this figure. He's still on my shelf today because there hasn't been a refresh on this figure. So I can't be too critical of him. I loved him when he came out. He's one of the ones that I physically played with the most because I'm like, oh, gloved hand, no gloved hand. Oh, I got to put the Stormtrooper belt on. Oh, that looks cool. You can do that scene. So I do like this figure.
And you know, the many iterations of the things that he wears throughout the trilogy and stuff. This is by far the best look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a 2013 5 for me. And because we haven't had a refresh yet, I mean, for this look of the character, I still love him.
Yeah.
And I think he's a 3.5, maybe even a 4 in 2025, despite all of his shortcomings.
We might have to go above the scale for the Tusken Raiders.
Oh dear. All right, let's see. We've got the scruffy looking nerf herder. I guess we better have the loyal first mate then. Of course, that brings us to Chewbacca.
Oh yeah.
Chewbacca. Yeah. Standing fully upright in the packaging, I might add.
And visible.
Oh yes, and visible. Let's get to Chewie here. This is the Chewie that we've gotten before. He was supposed to come out back in Phase 1.
And then he got pushed
to Phase 2 in the blue packaging, where they actually put him bent-kneed in the box.
Right.
So this is the same figure. This is Phase 2, number 4. And the body, this body has been several other Chewbacca releases, as well as some other Wookiee characters with full or partial reuse of the sculpt.
Yeah, with some minor paint tweaks. This is the Force Awakens Chewie, because I wasn't able to find that one. And he's just he's okay. More, but he's more. Yeah, I don't like his face as much as that face. I like the open mouth. He looks like a raccoon with the weird eyes that I got. He's almost like a chocolate pudding brown, as opposed to it's almost like a red brown compared to that sort of earthy brown.
Well, it's not the worst looking one though. Like
it isn't the worst looking one.
When I say he's been other Chewies, I mean like he's been a lot. This body has been used for 5 different Chewbaccas. There they all are,
and other figures too.
Yeah,
let's not forget the Black Chrysanthemum travesty.
That terrible friggin' thing.
You mean all of these guys?
Oh, top man.
yeah. So I feel like I'm on top of things tonight. I've got the ones that matter. Yeah, but definitely has been all of these Chewies. I dare say that Solo might be the worst looking head of them all.
Yep.
But once you pop those goggles on that Solo head,
the goggles make it
okay. Yeah, and the double bandolier. I really do like that version of him.
So the one we're looking at tonight, though, he was originally Phase 2, number 4. He's now the 40th anniversary Star Wars, but he also got an archive release in 2022, and I don't think they upped the paint on his face at all.
No,
it's essentially the same figure.
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about the shortcomings of this figure, because there are a few?
There are a few.
Does the bowcaster on this one pop apart?
That's exactly the same way as the
other one.
Yeah.
Like posing.
You almost want to glue it.
You almost do want to glue it. and standing him up is a challenge. Yeah, he just shut my mouth. I just randomly stood him up and he stayed. But he's a little bit top heavy. Like he's got long legs, but his long torso and his head, like he's a meat. When you pick him up and pick any other figure up, he weighs more than that figure,
Of
except
course
for
he does.
maybe
Yeah.
like some of the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
modern figures that they have too. But yeah, so when he falls over forward on that bowcaster,
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
trap. Like
It's gone.
yeah, absolutely.
It's
So
gone.
that's a shortcoming. I think that if you had gone the full 9 yards and put a cloth strap on that bandolier,
Oh.
it would have sat better. You
Okay.
could still have the plastic
The bag.
ammo pouches,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it doesn't sit like. First of all, it does not sit under the hair like that at all.
It's tough. Like I can see where they've the molded part on the head for it to tuck underneath, but it is tough to get it in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I like the chocolate or the proper brown on him as opposed to the Force Awakens. Like,
I know
and
that it's a little bit like it's almost like they're trying to like create a lighting effect through the use of paint by making the shoulders dark, transition out to light. Same thing with the upper thighs are dark, transitioning to lighter paint.
yeah,
And I get what they're trying to do. I don't know if they could have. Well, no, they could have done that better. But
We've
it
been
is a
naked
mass
this whole
market.
time.
It is a mass market retail figure, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is.
It was the first Star Wars figure I ever had back in '77.
Oh,
and so
wow.
it holds, and I still have it. I managed it somehow. I must have. I held that thing in my ass. I got dysentery. But it's a 4 out of 5 for me, and it almost doesn't matter what his face looks like.
Even
or-
now, he's a 4 out of 5.
It's like he's probably my secret favorite Star Wars character, and it's
Really?
all based on the action figure.
I
It's
have
not
to
based
say,
on
if I could have just one Chewie, and I know they're all the same body, so you kind of get your wish on that one. I would take the Amazon or the Empire Strikes Back head, and that would be my default. That's my everyday Chewie,
yeah.
where the mouth is just slightly relaxed. It's
Yeah.
not doing that. "Ah." I like that, but give me the eyebrows from Return of the Jedi.
Well, there's that,
Mhm.
and if you could, I'd go to the ROTJ Chewy more on my shelf if you could get the damn neck thing off.
The chain.
I would have to
Yeah.
cut it.
It's perfect though. I do have the palace, the Jabba's palace scene, so I definitely have him there with Leia Bouche holding the chain, so it
Nice,
works for
nice.
me that way.
Nice.
But yeah, Andy, what do you think?
I like him. I'm coming in at 3.5.
3.5 on Chewie.
Yeah.
Chris, where are you at?
I hate it. I hate it so.
That's okay, man.
I hate it so bad. I wish
Unload, sir. Unload.
I wish Hasbro would give it real fur, but we're asking a lot, though, because then it would be a premium figure. I see what you guys talking about him standing up. I don't like the bow caster being taken apart.
Also needs a strap.
Yeah, needs a
there's
strap.
No sling on that.
I think a lot of people are gonna. You know what they're gonna do with this? They're gonna put a wash over this and try to make it more accurate with the fur. I just feel like someone's gonna buy several of these and kind of, experiment with washes, and I just give it a 2. It's not what I expect from Chewy.
Fair.
Josh coming in with 3 hermit crabs.
He looks better than the 1977 thumb with eyes, though.
Well, that's true. That is true, man. But this, like, up until we got the Book of Boba Fett Black Chrysanthemum, this has been the only Wookiee body for anybody, Chewbacca or otherwise.
We
So
might never get a Lumpy.
You are absolutely right when you talk about other characters. At least with comic book Black Chrysanthemum and Zalbar, he's our
gaming greats one.
Yeah, he's a gaming greats from Knights of the Old Republic.
They didn't recycle his body into the new Kelnaka, though, did they?
No, the new Kalnaka, I believe, is partial reuse of the Book of Boba Fett chrysanthemum.
Okay.
What were they thinking with a Wookiee holiday version?
That line.
Oh, those holiday ones are still going.
Not only did they make a holiday Wookiee, they made 2 of them in the same year.
Yeah.
They've made so
Oh,
many. They made
God.
one that I like, which is the clone trooper with a glow in the dark the skeleton.
Oh, the skeleton one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you could actually use
love-
that as a regular figure.
I love the
But,
Purge Trooper.
Man,
that's
there's
the
been so
Nutcracker.
many. So like, look at the pork. Somebody get that thing, milk it.
That's a Christmas turkey right there. That's what that is. Sorry, did we finish on this? No, I guess I,
think
have
so.
to go. No.
You got it. Yeah,
Yes, you hate it. You hate it. And I
That's
feel
fair.
good. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good that you hate it. I feel like Chewie is also on the books for a refresh. We've gotten two, at least one full new Wookiee body, and Chrysanthemum is like so huge in the Book of Boba Fett. I don't want them to reuse that body for a new Chewie because I think that's just not the right way.
Overkill.
But he does need a refresh. He needs a total refresh. I don't know if it's going to be any better if they can make the rubber, the overlays a little bit better so he moves a little bit nicer. I don't think you can make that head, at least the movement in the head, any better. But man,
In the Forces of Destiny, they did do a Chewie though with full fur.
really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you press him on the tummy and he goes.
So they like fur, like a teddy bear fur. Because I was giving some thought to this, like, because flocking wouldn't do it.
No, flocking would not.
He'd be Chewy with a buzz cut.
Stand by.
True. Mind you, over in the WWE movie line,
Yeah.
they did Andre the Giant as Sasquatch from the $6 Million Man.
Oh, that's right.
and
That's
he
right.
is fur as well.
Oh.
So
I gotta see
that is
that.
a possibility.
So that there is this is a possibility.
Yeah,
It
it
could
is.
do a full fur. I gotta see that. I wish we had a picture of that.
Well, I got one at my house.
Okay. Oh, you've got one.
I-
No,
Send
no.
some pictures because I want to see
I
that.
have-
Oh yeah.
I have a Chewy
Okay.
plush.
Oh,
And
look
There
at
you
him.
Yes.
you could, it's not the worst fur in the world,
No.
but at least they're trying. Like his
Yeah,
hands are
yeah,
awful.
of course.
Yeah.
It's got like Ewok
I have
hands.
I have a bunch of these. I have a R2. I've got the saxophonist from the cantina.
Oh yeah. Cool.
But
Nice.
what I think that they shouldn't be afraid to do, and when you say a full fur Chewy would be awesome, is to look at what's going on with stuff like the Barbie figures, where they're punching hair in,
Yeah.
and I know punching an entire line of figures, the hair,
Rooted
like
hair
that,
for a whole body.
for an entire figure. So maybe only 3 of us get one. But
Yeah.
HasLab, looking at you, there's something people might spend $100 on if it looks top
Yes.
notch.
I
And
would.
the SH Figure Arts, I'll put a picture of it in the chat. It is full fur, and
Is
it
it
looks
really?
sweet.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I believe it is.
But that's what you get. Import figure. You automatically go, oh, higher quality
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now they did
Alright.
do fur on the Gamorrean guard, right?
on his trunks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a little smatter, like the range trooper, the armor.
They have the
have a
fur
smattering
trim.
of fur.
Fur trim. Yeah.
I mean, it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I do
like,
love
does it
Chewie. I think he's
cost
a great
effective?
character, but this iteration, like, he was cool in 2013. He was less cool by the time we got to 2017. He's not cool going forward. So like his accessories are cool if you glue them. So I guess this version of Chewie, he's a 2.5.
Okay.
Poor
He's a
Chewie.
2.5. Yeah, poor Chewie. All right, we've gone through the heads. Love all the heads, by the way.
He'd win in a fight, though.
Went through all of his other all his other versions. All right, let's get to the one. Well, you mentioned him earlier tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to Goldenrod himself, who also just
Nice.
came out. It is C-3PO. I do like the card art on this one, using that scene from the Death Star.
It would have been more funny if they'd used the goldenrod card, though.
Wow. This one was previously released as the Phase 2 Walgreens exclusive that we just looked at, 2-3 shows ago?
And he was super late in the line, right?
You got the Force Awakens Red Arm
The
version
red arm version.
Before you got it.
this.
And I still didn't chrome them.
No. And
That's
that
my
being
biggest
said,
beef. That is my biggest beef.
no chrome on the silver
No
leg.
chrome.
And no articulation at the elbow.
No.
It just doesn't move. It's
No.
That's it. You get this, and that's it.
He can throw him above his head though.
He can, yeah, he can
But-
get his arms
but he
up,
can't
but there's
bend
no
in,
like,
right?
there's no bending at the elbow.
No,
And I get it that's sort of the
it's a locked.
that's
position.
kind of the pose that Anthony Daniels kind of
Yeah.
takes, but still there are times when he's doing stuff,
Mhm.
and because they retooled the body for characters like One Jack, we know that they can do that. They can put that motion in there. So probably should have came a little sooner.
Mhm.
Do you remember what you gave 3PO the last time, Hank?
I don't, but I'm gonna say it's 3PO. He gets a 1. It's 3PO. He gets another 1 for the silver leg. That's 2.
Okay.
It's the card back gives him another 1. That's 3.
Yep.
But then he loses almost 3 points for having no chrome on him. And I
Yeah.
know you can do it now.
Oh shit! In
He's maybe a 1 for me,
what's that
unfortunately.
one movie? Without a Paddle.
Yep.
With Seth Green.
Green.
And he's got the little chromed out C3PO,
Oh yeah.
and that's from like early
77.
Yeah.
Oh, the Power of the Force one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
you
my
know damn well they can
77
do it.
still, and it's chromed out. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's
I don't know why.
It's a
they're not.
different quality of plastic for sure. It's
Yeah.
very brittle.
Yeah,
but-
of course it is.
You know, Destro's head. We're looking at you, Hasbro.
That's-
you can
that's-
do this.
I've got a
Cobra
Destro sitting in
Commando
front of me who does not have a chromed head.
Oh,
But
really?
Beside him is the modern G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Commander, the retro carded one, and his faceplate is chromed.
Right.
So
Where's my Chrome Mandalorian helmet?
yeah, I don't
It
know.
can be done, and that's what holds this figure back, because Chrome, and oh my God, suddenly this thing is a 4 out of a 5. But I just can't score it that high.
No.
Maybe it's a higher. Maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe this is a 2017 2 or 3, but it's a
Yep.
1 for
Yep.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Andy, what do you think?
I'm thinking 2.5, just because it took so long to get him initially, and now he's like right back there again. So it's a good opportunity to get him, because if you missed out the first time and you don't
Yeah.
want the Force Awakens version.
Not to cut your grass, but do we have a sense of like what the price of these were? at
So
retail?
these were still. We don't get a price bump until 2020.
We don't get a. There was no price bump on the card backs.
No, the only one. Did I put it in there?
Yeah, the Vader.
The
pack,
Vader's
74.99 US.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Vader
yeah.
was more expensive, but these are still $19.99 US at the time.
It just grinds my gears when you do a Walgreens release that and mostly because I'm Canadian and I've never even seen a Walgreens, so
Yeah.
that grinds my gears. But if you're gonna re-release them, I wouldn't mind another version of this guy in a regular card back, so I can actually access it, and then maybe
I
I'd be a
don't
little bit
know.
softer on him.
I guess technically he got re-released. Well, he's not a re-release. The Amazon exclusive, the Breakaway one. I don't know if he got. I don't think he got any chroming either.
I
But
think
I'd have
there's
to
an
double
archive
check.
too. Once like a late release, like archive went exclusively Canadian the last 2 waves. There's no,
remember.
there is no like late waves in the States or UK that I know of.
I don't remember, man. Sorry, Andy. What did you say on this one?
I said 2.5.
2.5. Chris,
What
what
about
do
you,
you
Chris?
what do you think?
I kind of agree with you guys. I want to see, vac metallized C3PO, and
I think we all do, yeah.
they have the technology. They're just not giving it to us, and maybe their thinking is, "What we just don't want to give it to you." And
I think the excuse every time that argument comes up is cost, right?
Probably.
That it's too cost. But then you see like the boutique
Mhm.
companies like
Yeah.
Super 7 was able to do it with their Silverhawks.
Mhm.
right,
So if you
And
want me
then
to pay the premium price, give me a premium finish.
also you got was it Ace from Ramen Racer that did
Oh, yeah.
Silverhawks,
That's right. That's right.
and he did it, and
There is
so
an archive release.
Oh, there is an archive. Okay. I didn't
nice.
put that up again, Hank.
Sure.
But oh,
Oh,
nice.
you can't tell if he got chromed either. Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely not chromed,
Yeah. All
but he
right.
might be of a higher quality of.
Oh
It's
yeah,
hard to tell from a photo.
it looks a lot
Okay,
better.
okay.
I give this a 2,
Yeah.
and Hasbro, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us what we want.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, especially for a character like this, who I consider to be an essential character.
Oh, he's definitely part of the core group.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
He can't fit in the land speeder because I've tried it. He does not fit. That picture is a lie. It's a lie. Can't bend his elbows, which he rarely does, but he should still be able to for the rare occasion where he does that, hey, over here. Should be able to do that, and he can't do that. Nitpicky me would have loved to have seen translucent lenses in the eyes. Still put the paint on there, but that's just part of the head sculpt, and it's okay. They do look okay. I know that they've painted the lighting effect in there. It's all right.
I'm jammed up with the Rise of Skywalker version.
Yeah.
So when it gets cold in my apartment, his eyes turn red.
His eyes turn red.
It's awful.
I'm with you guys. At this point, 3PO, you need a refresh. You are a 2. Boo. Sorry for you, Tony Daniels.
Yeah.
All right. I think the next one is kind of funny, and it should be pretty obvious when we get there. But you got to have the mechanic, my counterpart. Of course, it's R2D2. Now, by this time in the Black Series, we've looked at how many astromechs?
A lot.
Quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. R2, R5, the couple of 3-packs, I think, at this point we've had.
4-pack as well?
Maybe.
It might have been.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably
But
right.
keep in mind, this is the Star Wars 40th anniversary, and they just go ahead and repack him with all the stuff, including Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi.
I don't even think the proper scale version of this guy has all that gear, does he?
He does not. He does not. Although the Revenge of the Sith version comes with the thrusters.
Right.
But yeah, just like the R5. But yeah, so we know the story now. Mind you, I don't care. They looked good when they came out, but now we know that all the astromech droids in the Black Series were the wrong scale. They were all too small. And we know that because earlier this year they re-released, or last year, 2024, they re-released R5D4 and R2D2 in the proper scale, and they are considerably larger.
Yes.
It is funny looking at this guy on card, though, and then looking at Chewbacca next to him.
Oh, yeah.
Just the amount of real estate on that card back he takes up versus Chewie.
Yeah.
I wish I had a shot of that beside each other.
But they're doing the right thing. You pack them with that many
So
accessories,
right.
and you go like, I'm still getting my value for that.
Yes.
A lot of that is play value, that doesn't exist in the collector market, but I consider that when I take my photos, right? So
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's a sexy looking figure. I know he's the wrong scale on that card back, all those accessories and the clean version, because every single other version of him is like battle damaged or he's been dumped in the bogs of Dagobah.
When he comes out for the Empire anniversary, he's covered in mud or
I have a New Hope version, but it's after he's been damaged by the
after he's got shot.
After he's got shot after the Death Star battle. So this is a bit of a grail figure for me, and I got to give it at least a 4.5.
Yeah.
Where are you, Andy?
Well, he's definitely the ride or die droid for all of Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 4.
I like this. One of the things I like, and it's sort of reminiscent of the vintage figure. Remember when you turn the head and it would click?
Yep.
Yes.
Click, click, click.
Well, when you go to deploy the third
ASMR.
leg on this, you gotta wind it down, but you get a click once it's there, and it kind of reminds me of the vintage figure.
Oh yes.
So I kind of like that.
When
When it's really just saying, "Don't turn it anymore. It's there. Don't turn it anymore." You do get a boatload of accessories, and there's more going on there that I didn't show you. Is the two doors on his chest open up, and there's the scomp link that flips out, and then the claw pops out as well. So there's more going on with that.
Zappy thing.
The scomp link,
No, what he goes.
The arc welder.
Crumb.
Yeah, the arc welder. It's all in there.
Beauty.
So there is a lot of value in this figure, wrong scale or not. And it was good enough to be, every astromech droid up until 2023.
Yeah.
So.
And the dull metal on the head works because R2's not chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Sort of a dusty metal.
Chris, what do you think?
I love it. I love the accessories. I do want to see a little bit battle damage on him, though, but I understand why they want it with the pristine kind of R2. I give it a 4 as well.
Nice.
He's a 2017 5, and just the sheer amount of stuff. Even if the lightsaber is wrong, and he didn't have that, at that point, that's okay.
He went Back to the Future.
Yeah. Even in 2025, if you missed out on the new R2, the larger scale one, and all you had was this, you got a lot of figure. I still think he's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 4 in 2025. So this is a good figure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the one of the new figures of the wave. This is the second one after Vader, and of course it is. Yeah, seriously, we get a Jawa, and you must have lots to say about this, Hank, because I think
baby, he nearly won it for me.
Bring your Jawa to work.
Little baby of mine. He nearly won this week. I mean, I nearly voted Jawa, but it's not as good as the other. But it is a very, very nice figure in hand.
He is a good looking figure.
It's a great looking figure in hand.
So I learned,
and it really is stronger than the cloth caped re-releases. Quite honestly.
Well, I was just going to talk about that. I learned this week as I was doing the research for this week's episode that this mold has been used more times than I realized.
Yeah.
Like that many times.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Now, what's funny is the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary, and this is something I think is hilarious. The 50th anniversary Jawa is arguably closer to the original Kenner toy just because of the color of the robe underneath, the orange.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And here we are doing the Star Wars anniversary wave, and it doesn't have that look, which is funny because later on, as we'll see in Return of the Jedi, they go out of their way to give the figures that the vintage toy deco, like with Bib Fortuna and Admiral Akbar. I don't know why they didn't do that this time.
I would like to see a vinyl cape Jawa for an anniversary figure. They did it with Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
That would just be fun.
So yeah, this is our Jawa, who is also number 61 in the main line in the red and black packaging, and it's exactly the same figure with all of the same loves and hates.
He's shit at posing because of the butt skirt. Like we all know that stuff. It's got actually decent head articulation for what it is. The arms are limited because of the cuffs and stuff, so his hands
which makes it impossible for him to hold a gun and aim it.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but I do take probably more Jawa photos than any other figure because of my weird obsession with bringing Jawa to work today. But you get that the bandolier, the sculpt on the double bandolier is awesome. Both weapons. And the card back. When you put him on the card back, he's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Ooh, nice.
The only thing I don't like about is the dust on the. I know you guys are a fan of that. I'd rather a clean figure. And
it works for me.
Yeah,
it works. For
that
me.
transition there is not too bad. In hand, it's a little more jarring.
Yep,
it's a little more jarring in hand.
Andy, where are you at?
I'm thinking a 3 on him.
3 vintage card backs.
3 vintage card backs.
Yeah. Chris, how about you?
You guys are probably going to kill me.
No, we're all about the love here.
I don't like it. I give it a 1. Sorry.
Fair. No
a brutal, honest score. I'd love it.
Yeah.
I just feel like they could have done a little bit better with articulation. I would like to see different size Jawas.
Yeah.
They weren't all the same. There were short ones, there were tall ones, there was in between ones. Also, would love to. I know this is probably going way beyond what Hasbro's budget is, but I would love to actually have their eyes light up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, they tried to sort of emulate that. I don't know if you can see it here. The Off-World Jawa, they did in the Mandalorian with the red eyes.
Right.
which were also lit.
Was there not one? I don't know if I don't think it was Black Series, but they had like a little sun window.
I think it was a Power of the Force
Well,
figure.
it might have been, yeah,
Josh
with,
is
It
gone, or
would
he'd be
shine
able to
through.
tell us.
the light piping.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is correct.
Which
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, I remembered that Power of the Force. Yes.
I laugh that the mainline release, which is the one we're looking at tonight, has no soft goods. But then, like, the ones that do have soft goods just put a fabric cloak over the same body.
Over the same body. Yeah.
That
I
just
actually,
makes me laugh.
I have a bag of Jawas.
Bag of Jawas.
That's how
Nice.
often I bring them into the field. I have to put them in a Ziploc bag. So
That's
no,
hilarious.
no Wes.
Yep.
He does not have.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh.
Oh.
Wearing some.
Well, that improves his articulation right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
he
I
has
stand corrected.
standard articulation for the legs. Is pretty standard stuff. I'm sorry, I'm playing with him instead of showing people.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Spread your
Yeah.
legs, baby.
Nice.
I'm trying to get that out of the way.
That's what Pelimato said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and the arms are identical. So you still have that. You're screwed up by the arms. So
Is
when
there?
you
Yeah, there's a
lift the
molded.
sleeve up. There's a molded sleeve there. Come on, I'm tanking it tonight.
Oh
That's
yeah.
okay.
But other than that, and the eyes being red,
Sure,
everything is
sure.
the same.
You get the
But
molded hood under there too, I'm sure.
So what's nice is with these ones is the that Jawa that's sitting in the corner, begging for change or whatever. It's a lot easier to do. I can't speak for the. It looks like Tika is the same, well, although maybe a different skirt mold because the
Possibly it's
looks like
hard
everything
to see
hangs
because of
different, but
the
it's hard to
angle.
tell.
I think they're the same. It's the paintwork and the angle that the figure is standing. It makes it hard to tell, but I do.
And I'd be curious to see what's under that 50th figure.
Yeah, it's probably the same as the off-world Jawa.
But there's some nice paint apps on the weaponry. I mean, like they're gray by nature, but then they have a little silver sort of patina to them.
Yeah.
So
On the
that's
blunderbuss.
gone forever.
Oh no.
Don't vacuum, honey.
Andy, Jawa, what do you think?
I think it was 3, wasn't I?
3. Okay, sorry. Did I ask you already?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
gosh.
You and
All right.
It's
we're
you.
down to you.
And
I've been
Chris, you
jumping
hate
on
it.
everybody
It's me.
tonight.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. They're annoying. They're annoying for real, and they're meant to be. They're comedic relief characters, right? You want to punt them, like in Star Wars video games. Who hasn't like just randomly blasted a Jawa?
Sure.
You all do it. We all do it.
There's a reason they were called dinks in Spaceballs.
Yeah. So I mean, he's okay. I agree with you, Chris. I would love to see a Jawa multi-pack where we get some variants in them. That would have been cool. But this is your mainline Jawa who has not changed and hasn't been reissued. I didn't see, even in 2017 when he came out, I did not like you know how some figures they give you the tilt, the wrist tilt, so you can do like proper.
Yeah.
If you'd even if you'd put that in, you could have tilted the ion blaster down, and you could have got a more closer like two-handed pose.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is too that you can't swing that arm forward. The arms won't go further than
Like
that.
Oh, you're right.
And not mid even. Yeah. So
Maybe it's time for a retooling on this one. When it came out, it was a 3. I think now it's more of a 2, maybe even a 1.5.
I'm super high on this. I might have to rethink that later.
Wow. Okay. Where are we going next here? Oh, that was one of the other new figures for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to yet another new figure, and quite possibly my favorite of the new ones, and that is on this card, he is called the Death Squad Commander, because that's what the vintage toy was called.
Yep, you got it.
But in actuality, he is the Death Star Trooper, as he is called on the phase 3 number 60, the mainline packaging, with face print. So the Death Star Trooper, same mold, but look at the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The new face looks better.
a million times better.
Way better.
the retro card does give you that action figure vibe, right?
It's true.
So
Or you just leave the helmet on and it's two different guys.
exactly. And these are ones you can troop build, right? You need lots of them running around the Death Star.
You know what I like about this? I'm surprised. Again, they didn't do anything homageous to the Kenner toy line. Like the obvious thing to do is this guy should have been in a gray uniform.
100%.
Why they didn't do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I expected it was coming when they started re-releasing the Obi-Wan and the Greedo and
the 50th Lucasfilm ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Why they didn't do that? I don't
Well,
know.
maybe they just had a sale on black plastic for all the Vaders, and
60th anniversary is coming.
This was my stand-in villain for everything Star Wars when I was a kid, because in the vintage line, this is the figure that I had. I only had like one stormtrooper, and I had this guy, so he was my big bad. There was no Tarkin in the vintage line,
Right.
so he was when I needed an officer or somebody to give orders to the one stormtrooper I had. It was this guy.
Yeah.
So I have an affinity for this one. Hank, what do you think of the Death Squad commander?
Well, so the 2014 is just so derpy. So I really like the update on the face sculpt.
Oh, no. There is no 2014. The
Oh,
one that we're looking at tonight is the derp.
oh,
The later release, the Phase 3
oh,
release number 60
the 60 is the one I have.
Yeah.
Follow you. So then that's going to cost you some stuff. So I'll trade you the face sculpt for the card back, and
Yeah.
I'll give him a 2.5. He's right in the middle. He's a key figure to have on my shelf, but I have two of them from the main line, so both are. I should paint a mustache on one of them, but
Yeah, really.
he's a two, and he's a midline figure. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him, but there's nothing that makes him go. I don't have that personal connection to him like you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my heartstrings aren't really involved. I would like to see the version like a swappable head with the full closed mask for the gunner.
Well, that'd be a different trooper though. That'd be a gunner.
Is it a different uniform though?
Yeah. I don't know. It might be the same uniform, but a different head.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could just buy it. There's got to be a custom head out there somewhere we could get.
I mean, you must draw that duty, like I'm a bike cop this week.
Yeah, really. Andy, what do you think? Death Squad.
He's generic
commander.
enough that he could fit in a bunch of different lines. I mean, just remove his helmet and he could fall in line with the Red Skull. But 2.5.
You take that helmet off and you paint some pips on his chest, and then now he is an officer.
Yeah.
I do like that.
He's got potential.
Okay. Chris, where are you at with this one?
There's not too much detail on this figure. I wish they would have put an Imperial insignia on his arm somewhere to signify, his ranking.
I don't remember. Did they have any embellishments in the movie? I'd have to go back and look.
I don't know. I thought they did.
They may have.
Some of the stormtroopers do have the Imperial logo.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Okay.
Not all of them.
But this is an okay. Yes, you can definitely use them from other things. I'm more of a stormtrooper guy, but I give this a strong 3.
Oh,
nice.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I have a total emotional connection to this one. So like I've always I was disappointed at how that face was, but I'm like, if he's standing on the back of the shelf and there's a trooper in front of him, it'd be okay. And honestly, when I had the opportunity to pick up number 60 used from a friend of mine, I was like, oh yes, I will definitely take that. So this version, retro card, I'm kind of like you, Hank. Retro card gives it a point. Face takes a point away. My emotional connection wants me to make this a 4. But it just isn't. It just isn't. Number 60 with the face print might be a 4, but that's not the figure we're looking at. We're looking at this one. They're giving him a gray uniform, like the vintage toy would have been a 4. Sadly, Death Squad Commander, as he is, vintage card and all, which I'm going to throw in the garbage. Whoop, gone. You are a 2.75.
Fair.
Now go out and get some sun, man.
Yes.
It's very pale looking.
It's so pale. So pale. Okay.
There's no sun on the Death Star.
Well, there was for 1 second.
Mm.
Half a second, and then
Right.
we were gone. We're going back to another one that we've already seen. And of course, it is arguably the hero of the entire thing.
Oh no.
Yep. Princess Leia. Did I go too far? I went too far. Thank you.
That's all good.
There she is on her card back, and I like this one.
Mm.
I really, really like this one. In fact, this one sat on my shelf right up until I got the new, the one that came out earlier this year. Yeah. Yep. We lost Hank again.
He's going to grab it.
Oh, he's going to get a Leia.
But he's a good looking figure.
Well, yeah. I mean, she got. You got a bunch there. You got a bunch of them there, Hank.
I just-
Okay, you've got her. Okay, so we're gonna go through this because I think this is the most interesting thing. We talk this one out quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
this is one of those figures that would benefit from a mix of like soft and molded.
Yes.
Like upper body molded, lower body soft. Like, okay, we get that.
Mm.
That's not what we got. We got all soft. But she was released earlier in Phase 3 as number 30, and she gets an archive release in 2021. The thing is, the Phase 3 number 30 came out before this figure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've already looked at her. Do you remember her looking, what she looked like? Did she look this good to you?
No.
No, she was cross. She had more in common with Sabine Wren's release than
Oh my god.
than this.
So,
This is, I mean, it's a lot nicer.
Let's just say this is not face print. This is still painted.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is a nice looking portrait of Carrie Fisher. I like
It is.
this.
They
That's
nailed
not
it on
bad.
this one.
And it was definitely shelf worthy for all those years until they did the archive release. And I didn't realize it until I was putting the show together how dramatically different it is.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
there's what she originally looked like. The vintage card in the middle, and then the face printed one, the archive release on the right. And
I
it's
mean,
like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that it almost looks like those are her Coke binge days in the archive release. I'm kind of fond of that 17.
I'm
The
a
40th.
little bit, yeah. She's
it-
softer.
It's more in line with her look in that movie.
I like that she's got the rose, like there's enough rosy in the cheek. She looks like she's a softer. She looks like she's a teenager, like she is in the
Right,
movie.
she was 19 years old. She's still
Yeah,
a baby.
yeah.
Not like that first release where she might be Imelda Marcos or Frida Kahlo if her eyebrows
I
were
don't
joined.
know.
She could be Frida
I
Kahlo.
don't know.
Oh my god.
You know, the archive release reminds me of the sequence in the detention level when she's barking orders. Get in the garbage compactor. Like that I could believe for a very scene specific look.
Yeah.
That works fine.
She's super angry at me. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? Did you hear the explanation about the British voice? Have you heard that yet? It's been going around
No.
the Instagram and the stuff of the kids are playing with.
Other than she just forgets that she's not.
No, she was mocking Tarkin in that scene.
Oh,
man.
really?
Isn't that like? And it was a script note.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Neither did I.
Wow, that's impressive.
Isn't that cool?
Mm.
Yeah, that's very cool. The belt is removable, which I didn't include because why would you take it off?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But she gets the two blasters. She gets the
Ku Klux
Stormtrooper
Leia,
blaster.
maybe.
Yeah. Oof, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
She does get the holdout blaster and the E11, so that's kind of cool. And has all of the issues as the other one. Like I said before, it's hard to get the hood to drape nicely. It just doesn't. So you
Yeah.
either put it down like that, or even if you soak it, and sometimes you can soak your soft goods and they'll hang a little bit better. Let them air dry. Don't touch them.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Can't soak it through the package though.
No.
And her arms look broken in mine. They look broken forward, like
Oh, because they've hyperextended her elbows.
right.
Oh,
the fourth position.
you know
It's
how
kinda-
many Black Series figures I've gotten out of the package that have done that?
and she's 3/4 like looking off to the side. They just packed the place. And you're excited when you get there. Could be 4 on the shelf, and you're like, "I've got one finally!"
Yeah,
And you run
yeah,
off,
yeah.
and you're sitting in the car later going, "Fuck, I should have probably looked at all 4 of them to see which one was best."
It's amazing that Leia gets this body. Leia gets 3 releases before a refresh, but Han Solo 1.
1 in 12.
One.
Yeah. So she gets 1 for being Leia.
Yeah,
She gets 1 for the face print.
yeah. Well, it's not
She-
face print. This is still paint.
Well, she gets 1 for the better
Better,
face,
better looking. Yeah.
ostensibly better than the face print, and 1 for the card back. She should get more off for that goddamn awful soft goods. Absolutely awful soft goods.
It is awful.
But I'm going to give her a 3 out of 5 vintage card backs.
I mean, regardless of which version you have, if you have a white robed Leia on your shelf up until this year, that's the body you have.
Yeah.
Andy, what do you think?
This is our first New Hope Leia, right?
No.
No?
Second time.
Second time. Okay.
Derpy face first.
That's right. Derpy face. Never mind. I'm thinking 3.5.
The portrait was that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's
That's
that
fair.
much more of an improvement.
That is fair. Okay. Okay. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to give it a strong 4. And the
Woo.
reason I give it a strong 4 is the face is a lot better. The painting's a lot better. They make her more soft looking. Compared to the 216, 221, I think I agree with you. She must have been on drugs.
Yeah, she looks like dragged out there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like they did something, it's like morphed weirdly weird looking.
Yeah.
And I don't think Princess Leia ever had a mean look on her face.
Except when she was barking orders at them.
Yeah.
That's true. But even then, I mean, she had that good quality. I wish they would have put with her accessories that droid that was going to come and torture her.
Oh, the torture droid. So that we did get that, but it was packaged with Tarkin.
Tarkin.
Oh,
Tarkin got that, but we do have it in the series. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not for. Oh my God, he comes out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much after this one he comes out.
But I think that little droid would be more good with Leia than I would
Suitable
think
with her.
Tarkin in.
Oh, really? Yeah. Because did Tarkin come with the mouse droid too?
Tarkin's not even in the scene with the droid. It's Vader. And
Oh, I
her.
know. It's bizarre why they pack it with him.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, Tarkin did not come with the mouse droid. Mouse droid comes with
Veers.
beers.
One of them gets 2 of them, and it's the wrong mouse droid. It's the first order mouse droid because it's huge.
Right.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Which I think is we'll make the astromech droids too small. We'll make all the mouse droids too big.
Right.
And we're not even going to release a gonk droid. Screw you guys.
I know. You've got a gonk droid, arguably as a supporting character in a whole TV show.
Yeah.
Gonky doesn't get a release.
I could make one out of cardboard and 2 springs, but you guys can't get up your ass to just package me a plastic one.
Oh man. Okay. I like Leia. I had this version was my default, was my Leia right up until the new one. So in 2017 I knew what I was getting. I felt that she was a reasonable upgrade. The first one was like a 2.5. The face portrait probably brought her up to a 3. But now I know what's coming. Yeah. Put a wire in that, it would be okay, but it didn't. So I think she's unfortunately in 2025, this version of Leia is a 2.5.
Oh, easily.
Okay.
The head by itself is
the
a
modern stuff with the because it's inkjet, right? The new case print tech is inkjet, and it's far superior.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
so much better.
All right, where are we going? Oh, yeah. It's talking about characters that we've reviewed multiple times. That brings us to my favorite character of all time.
Obi-Wan.
I'll be back again.
Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, I'll be back again.
Okay, that's kind of interesting though.
Why is that?
In the card back photo, he's got the yellow saber.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, yellow saber on the card back.
Huh.
Is Hank gone off to get a Ben or two or three? A Ben or three. Did you go to get like a handful of them?
Get
Oh,
my
you can't.
exercise today.
Did you run off to get like a handful of Bens?
No. We'll do the 50th anniversary, vintage style one.
Yeah.
Um,
So the guys were just talking about how the card back shows Ben with a yellow lightsaber.
it sure does.
Mhm.
Was the vintage toy like that as well?
It was, yeah. Some of the key art there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Because you'll recall, like if it was a production still that they used for this,
Yeah.
he's just holding a white stick with
No, you're right.
reflective paint
You're
on
right.
it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Even Luke's saber was yellow in the original, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
yeah,
had a
that's right.
toy. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Well, in the
I had a
vintage
toy.
toy, Ben's was blue, Luke was yellow.
Okay.
I had an inflatable lightsaber when I was a kid. It was literally a flashlight with a like a
Yep.
pool noodle that you blew
Yeah,
up
yeah,
on.
with a bag
And it
on
was
it. Yeah, I think the first Kenner lightsaber was yellow. Like the inflatable one was yellow.
yeah, that's the one.
They
Yeah.
might have done a blue one later on down the road, but you know who would know? An Elegant Weapon. If you haven't checked out their channel,
Mm.
go check them
Oh,
out.
yeah.
They would know. All right, we've looked at Ben a few times, and there isn't anything about this figure that I haven't already said, and I'm just gonna leave it with one, not even one word, 2 words.
Mhm.
Traffic cone.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say. Traffic cone.
I gotta say the base sculpt in hand looks far superior to what's going on there.
Yeah, this one is shot horribly.
Yeah,
That's just the photo I use. I'm sorry.
He looks like a young Amish man there. I know your beef with the tunic. I don't like the traffic cone much either.
The underrobe, yeah.
Staring at this sucker in the package and all the other things that go with that and the nostalgia involved. This a 5 for me, man.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna just stare at this for the rest of the show while you guys.
Are you sure? Because I was one of those things
I
that
can't
comes up.
I can't hold him to muck with his tunic, so I can't speak to how poorly
you
he
can't
sits.
you can't comment on
I can't
that stuff
speak
that
to how
makes him
poorly he
so
sits.
bad.
And the only other thing I have is after he died, and we can't speak ill of the dead.
Oh yes, we can.
Yeah,
He's a
little
translucent
pearl
action figure, man.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though.
Okay, I'll rein it back in for the shitty the traffic cone. I'll remove 1. He's a 4 out of 5 for me.
I look at that Lucasfilm 50th anniversary where they're really leaning into the Kenner look, and I've never wanted a figure for its head more than I want that.
Very good.
I just want that head. Take that off, put it on my regular Obi-Wan. Done.
It's a very nice likeness of Alec Guinness.
Again, characters that might be due for a refresh, and I think Old Man Ben, it should be on the list. You know, if A New Hope, if we're coming back to A New Hope, which it looks like we are, we got Farm Boy Luke, we got Princess Leia, we got Han coming. Come on, give us a new Ben.
Yeah,
a new Alec Guinness Ben. Andy, where are you?
I think I'm at 2.5 on him. Just because they did it with Vader in this same wave.
Yep.
This is a missed opportunity to go mixing that bottom half. With
I know.
soft
Yeah. I hear you. Chris, what do you think of Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi?
That's a strong 3. What I don't like is the head sculpt. I wish we would have got a better head sculpt.
Yeah. It's honestly better in hand. That's a poor,
really,
and it's
terrible photo. It's
really
not
Wes's fault or anything. Like that's what you get to select from when you look at clam shots of these guys. But ever so slightly better in hand. But a 3 is still a pretty strong score.
I would like the robe to be a little bit more torn, a little bit dust on it from Tatooine. You know,
yeah.
It would have been cool if he had a kind of like a accessory pouch. I know he didn't have that in the original Star Wars, but you were thinking he was a hermit in Tatooine. He had to carry some type of pouch
when he's at the house, when he's sitting on the couch and he's talking to Luke. He gets up. I'm pretty sure he's got a belt pouch on.
He does have a belt pouch.
Pretty sure he's got a belt pouch.
Okay.
He's also
He's smoking some stuff in that. He's got like a pipe going on.
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
while I don't have him open, I'm sure this is the identical
Oh,
sculpt.
there you go. So there is a
Little
belt pouch on the
but
inner.
it's not
Oh,
articulate in
nice,
any
nice.
way.
It's on the underrobe.
Yeah, it's not articulate in any way. Because
Yeah.
that wouldn't turn ghostly when you died, just the rest of your ropes.
Yeah.
Did you give a? Do you have a number, Chris? Did you give one? Did I? Miss
Yeah, strong 3.
it? 3. Okay. I've harped on this so much because like I don't do dioramas, but I have done some like scenes, right? I did Jabba's palace. I got a good Jabba's palace scene, and I tried to do everybody in the land speeder, but it was so frustrating because the land speeder, the promo shots that they gave us for the land speeder are not right. Because those figures do not fit in the land speeder together. You can't put Luke, you can, but like I said, you have to cut. I had to cut the inner robe off.
Oh,
It's gone in order for him to fit in the land speeder. That
dang.
is a huge, huge like oversight for me.
Mhm.
Like, ugh. And Obi-Wan is my favorite character in Star Wars of all time. So like when you do Obi-Wan dirty, it makes me mad. I want to love him. I can't hate him. You're a 1.5.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
I give you. He's got more. His lightsaber is shinier than 3PO's leg. How's that? And that's an accessory.
Oh my god.
All right, we got how many more we got? We got
2 more, I believe.
we got a couple more to get through here, and then we'll get on with the best in show. One more time though. Look at that 50th head.
No way.
I know.
That is so nice.
I want that head. for my
Yes.
own. Anyway, what is there to say that we haven't already said about the classic Stormtrooper?
Hey, the stormtrooper again.
We've never seen this before. No.
Oh. This is what, like at least
Oh my
the
God. Oh my
7th
God.
or 8th time?
Well,
Here we
this
go.
mold was first released all the way back in Phase 1, number 3, Sand Trooper in 2013, and this body has been and will continue to be the basis for every Stormtrooper variant until 2020, which means 7 years of one leg longer than the other. Awful. Awful.
I don't even think I have this bog standard release.
I have a few of them. I think I probably still have like 3 or 4 of them. But I have every Sand Trooper release except for one.
But this is the identical figure with just blast damage.
Yeah.
And the legs are just
They're terrible.
disgusting.
Like how that made it past
Look at it.
QC.
It's gross.
Oh my god.
It's
I don't know how that
gross.
makes it past QC.
And then I don't know if this is indicative of the whole. Like, look at the
head.
hanger's ball. It's you can't even. There's
Wow.
yeah, I dislike it a lot. And Chris, the guys will tell you that it's my favorite thing to collect.
You are a trooper, yeah.
I have probably 20 of them, give or take.
Nice.
Different
Yes.
variants.
You went one way. You went Stormtrooper, and I went the other way. I
Went clone, yeah.
Stormtrooper,
So when we get together for a picnic, it's
we have
crazy.
an army.
Yeah.
I bet.
But I still want this on the card back. So I do have I have the Return of the Jedi, which is the 50th. So it's the modern body too.
Yep.
But it's just something about that the logo, the uninterrupted logo. There's something for all of the logo, because you'd get the re-releases with the Empire and Return logos. So for me, that leg, it makes me angry.
It does, it should.
And you get him standing there and he's fine, and then like a week goes by and it just sags or something, and
Yeah.
they go over. Like, well, half my stormtroopers went over today, actually.
I think the Remnant Trooper was the first, or maybe it was the Solo Wave Trooper. No, not Solo, because Solo came out in 2018. So yeah, it would have been for the Mandalorian that they got the new body.
Yes, the Mim Bomb Trooper is on the old body too.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Andy?
Ain't give a number yet.
It's a 2 because of the card back and almost nothing else.
Mm.
The card back alone gets a 2.
Yeah, I'm tempted to buy one, open it, and just keep the card back. I used to pin them to my door when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Posters.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 as well.
2? Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
we've seen this guy enough times.
All right. I agree with you. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to go with you guys. It's 2. I would like to see a comlink accessory with the
You know who got the comm link for this?
who.
The Luke Skywalker version got the comm link with an actual like clip on the belt comm link.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if I've lost mine.
I've got the slicked back hair version too.
The wet look.
The wet look.
The
But
wet
I do like the little strip, which is indicative of the original Star Wars stripper helmet. That's very cool. I remember when I was in Halloween, Vaughn's had the Stormtrooper helmets when I was a kid,
right.
and it never fit right because they didn't have a adjustable thing in the helmet.
Oh, like the old baseball hard hats.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And they should have made it, size correctable for either children or adults. But that's beside the point. And it's great detail on this Stormtrooper. I like the blasters. So yeah, 2 is good.
I'm with you on that. I do think that this trooper is pretty awful. Although it doesn't suffer from when they did the new bodies and they gave them the weird legs that now. What's with the legs? First, we have legs that one's too long, but then they give us a new body where, in order to get the legs out in front, they gotta rotate out as you move them. I never liked that, but that's not a big deal. I museum pose all my figures anyway, so that's not really an issue. But the one thing objectively that this Stormtrooper does better than the modern releases is you get a holster.
Like why? Why don't I have a holster on all of these new? The Han Solo that we just did had a holster. So Hasbro, you have holsters.
You have belts with holsters that you can put on anybody.
So all my modern Stormtroopers do not have holsters, and they're just forever holding their shit.
So yeah, I'm with you. He's a 2, and that's being generous.
And I love me a Stormtrooper. Oh my god, I love me a Stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah.
And I just can't.
Yeah,
I can't do it. This is all card back.
Cost cutting. We're just gonna, nobody will notice that little detail.
You got to have a Stormtrooper, especially when they go and seize Princess Leia's ship and they're all rushing in. It's classic.
Well, actually, we're gonna take a look. I don't know if it's gonna be on the next one or the next one. We're gonna get into the Black Series played around between 2016 and 2018. They did that centerpiece line where they did like 4 of them. And one of them is Vader. They're all hyper stylized, but they work with your Black Series figures because you can peg additional figures onto them. But there's that Vader coming through the door and the Tantive.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
You put a lot of Stormtroopers on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Stormtrooper, you suck.
It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
It brings us to yet another. This is the last figure of tonight, and it is a new figure for the line. And it is for this version, it is the Sand People. Sand People, who will be issued again shortly after this as number 41, Tusken Raider, and then an archive release in 2021, which, other than some small paint detailing, is exactly the same.
I have lost track of which one of these is the
archive.
Neither are the card back, but one is an archive, one is not.
Is number 41.
And I'm not sure I could pick them out of a lineup anymore.
They're that close, eh?
Yeah.
Isn't there a 1 pack that came with a commemorative coin with it as well?
Coin in the Black Series? Have we done coins?
The credit collection.
Oh, the credit collection. Did they do?
Paint scheme.
Was there? I don't think there was a credit collection. No, because
there.
credit collection was specifically for wasn't all Mandalorian. Yeah. Power of the Force. Power of the Force back in the 80s.
He did the coins.
Had coins.
Yeah.
Power of the Force 2 probably did it too. Yeah.
Okay.
I've included a double shot of the figure, one with the soft goods robe on the on and one off, but it is the same figure.
Nice.
The modular gappy stick is beautiful.
That I love that.
It's beauty.
That rifle's not to scale, by the way. I scaled it down.
No,
just
it's.
for the
I'm looking at
image.
mine. I'm going.
It's
What's
much
going on?
longer than that.
Looks like someone cut the barrel.
I scaled
That's
down
not
to fit in the
stock.
picture. No, it's like
Let me
almost
see-
as tall as he is.
Let me
isn't
see
it?
your permit for that, sir.
Yeah, really. I love this figure.
He's so good.
I do. I love this figure.
Yeah,
Love
and
the
as long as you
detail
don't
in
got to put him in a land speeder, you're not going to cut him all to hell.
No, no, because he can totally he can pilfer from one, standing up.
Yeah, and yeah, so the thing, and this is a 5, maybe even because I think I already put a 5 out today.
Yep.
He might be a 5.5. So the thing is, like, and this is
So
a thing that my wife is super good at, is understanding the fabric.
Yeah.
Different fabrics hang differently at different scales.
Yeah, they do.
You can't use something that hangs at our scale.
Yep.
So and they nailed that with this.
Yes,
Like,
100%.
It flows so well.
Yeah.
And it's sheen, like like you imagine desert garb would be.
Yep.
And then it's ever so, and this is probably actually a quality thing, and I'm going to say it works because he's frayed around the edges.
Yeah. No,
The
that totally
sleeves,
works.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
bottom. This is a great action figure.
You could talk about, you could get a little bit more. You know what you could do is dip that in some coffee,
Oh,
a little
Mm.
coffee dip,
Yeah.
and then have it sort of like, what's the word? Capillary up the threads.
Capillary action. No
Yeah,
cream and
yeah, it
sugar,
looks
black
so
coffee,
good.
or tea. Even tea
Yeah,
would be better.
yeah.
T for Tusken Raider.
Yeah, this is a great figure. Of all of them, there was only 4 new ones in the 2 waves. Vader is a strong contender, but like the Tusken Raider for me is sort of it's the show stealer.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks so good. And like the Gaffy, with getting 3 different ends. Now this is arguably is the Jawa argument all over again, because the Tuskens, they weren't all the same height, they weren't all the same build. You could give some variance, but I feel like the Gaffy stick is enough. I could have 3 of these on the shelf, and as long as they're not standing right beside each other,
Mm-hmm. There's enough variation.
they're 3 different guys.
100%.
They're 3 different guys.
100%.
On some level, and I didn't include this, there is partial reuse of this figure in the Tusken Chief. The Chief does use some of this body, but there's a lot of new with that as well. What'd you say, Hank? This is a what?
This is a 5, and it might.
5.
I think I have to go 5.5 because I already gave something a 5. Although I may have rescinded it. I get confused without my pills. It's whatever it is. It's by far the top carded figure we've looked at this week.
Fair
For
enough.
sure.
Andy, what do you think?
Also there. I'm at a 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a good
Like,
figure.
if you're gonna recreate A New Hope, you absolutely need this guy.
You do.
Like,
Yes, you absolutely do.
Luke doesn't meet Obi-Wan if he doesn't run into
This
this guy
scale of
first.
cloth should be the industry standard for things you want to flow and hang right. Like if that a white version of this was on both those Luke and Leia's, we'd be having almost a different conversation now.
Yeah, and so that's where I feel like the land speeder Luke, like the San Diego
With
exclusive
that
one,
different fabric.
used something closer to this than what the main line got. Chris, what do you think of this guy?
I love him. What can you not say about it? It's incredible. I like the cheesecloth kind of
Mhm.
robe thing, and I have to give it a 5. It's impressive. So
The only thing that would make him better is a button where he could, push it and get the noise.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh yeah.
Well, we could all just sit here and do that all night.
That's right. Great dragon calls.
Man, I love this figure when it came out. I still love it. I think it's great. It does what you want it to do. Hank, you had one there, arms overhead with the gaffy stick. It's perfect.
Sir.
It's perfect. You can put the rifle in his hand, and you can get a pretty good 2-handed rifle pose with
It's
this
not
one.
bad. He's got
Yeah.
some. There are things. Yes, we're going to redo this guy. I'm going
Well,
to redo a little bit butterflies and
Yeah,
thigh
of course,
swivels, and
yeah.
maybe change the articulation so that those elbows will do a 90.
And I don't know. Actually, hang on a second. You still have yours there?
I do.
Give me a second.
Oh, we're gonna do a comparison.
Chief? Grabbing the Chief.
But yeah, it's a great figure. I
It's a
love it.
love. I mean, yeah, it's rare. I mean, it is a bit of a troop builder because there's no big difference between them until you get to the Mandalorian.
If
Yeah.
you
But it's rare for me to buy two of a figure when it's not a stormtrooper.
Right.
if you bought the land speeder,
Mhm.
you got this accessory.
Ooh.
Nice.
So you could effectively put that in the hands of one of your Tuscans, and now you've got another guy, another shooter.
Variation, yeah.
Hmm.
But
That is a different rifle too.
That's the rifle from the land speeder.
That's
Nice.
a different. He has a scope on the top of it.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought they didn't reuse the same. Yeah, that's a much longer than what I scaled it to.
Huh.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Wow.
I was thinking while it's in my head because I go ADHD off on a tangent.
Sure.
So I'll be playing Frisbee in half an hour. As we're getting so we've banked a few of these episodes now, and I think we're at wave 10.
So when we pick up next week, we are phase 3. We are at wave 11.
Right. So, and I'm not trying to do any added work here, but maybe we should take a pause at some point, whether it's between 10 and 11, or and I don't mean take a week off. What I mean is to compile the 10 Porkins winners.
Oh yeah.
So that we have like a semi-finalist.
A semi-finalist. We can do
who's the best out of the first 10.
So I feel like first, have we done 10 shows? Because we've definitely done multiple waves.
I think we've done more than 10.
16
of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we need to do that. We need to take a pause, go back and check all the Porkins winners for the first 10 episodes.
And then we don't have to review the figures. It can even be a 5-minute segment at the end of the next episode. But just where we go, what's your favorite Porkins so far? He goes into a subcategory. We do the next 16 or 20 episodes. And we have a semifinal. Because in 10 years when we're done, we're going to need an ultimate champion.
I guess so. That's true. God, I don't even know if I could name an ultimate champion, especially for a toy line that's still actively being produced.
Some of them might, my favorite figures might actually blow your mind. I think maybe top 3, sitting here looking.
Yep.
Cobb Vanth.
See, I don't have Cobb Vanth, so I can't even.
Oh my God, bro! Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. I know we're going to go off on a tangent.
He is good.
So good.
He is good looking.
I mean, with the head tilt.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Nice.
I mean, I how are you going to wear that armor better than Boba? And he almost does, man. He's like skinny and shit. You can see his jaw and the beard through the bottom.
Yep.
He's a contender for my top Black Series figure of all time. We're not going to get to him for another decade.
For a while. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I agree with you. We should do that. We should do the research and go back. Because I haven't banked all these. Because once I make
the first few didn't have Porkins, as you'll recall.
That is true. So we may need to
revisit.
And retroactively.
I mean, we could go back and just add up our scores.
We could do that
because we scored them all.
We could do that. Where are we at with this one? Has everybody had a chance to?
I think we're
weigh in.
We're almost 4s or 5s across the board.
Yeah.
I loved him then. I love him now. He is a 5 for me. He just looks
so good.
He looks badass. As somebody who spent a lot of time in the desert getting shot at by guys who look just like this, minus the headgear, this is pretty good. Yeah, this is a 5 for me.
Yeah,
I do like him. Okay, so that of course. Oh wait, I said we'd come back to it, didn't I?
You did say we would come back.
I forgot. I made an adjustment today because I forgot to do it yesterday. All the way back at Vader, we saw the early bird stand.
Complete.
And it just would not be a complete show if we didn't have a group shot of everybody together on the stand. There they are, waves 1 and 2
that is
on
nice.
the stand. So that I feel like that's a nice display.
Yes, it is.
It is a nice display. It doesn't suit my display, but it is a nice display.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's pretty sweet. It makes me sick knowing that somebody just ripped open 11 figures like they didn't care about a thing I care about. But I'm a recovering inbox collector, so
all I can tell you that in my collection, because most of these got or will get general releases, when these came out, I definitely tore into 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
you ever see that episode where Ralph is dating Lisa of The Simpsons? You can actually see the moment when Hank's heart breaks.
Oh.
Pause right there.
That's so sad. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, man. I'm working on it.
All right.
Cocaine
That being
was easier
said,
to quit.
it brings us to that point in the show. We just talked about it. It is time to consider the Jack Porkins Medal of Badassery, as it is awarded to the best overall figure of each episode. The inscription reads "Non Mentum Lorem," or "No Chin Strap," because, like the Duke John Wayne, Porkins knew chin straps are for sissies. And after careful review and consideration, we all came together, and I believe we've decided that it is indeed
Tusken Raider.
Congratulations, Sand People, as one of just 4 new figures for this assortment. Your multiple gaffy stick options, screen accurate rifle, and portrait detailing, along with your amazing soft goods, make you an oasis of a figure in a desert of reissues.
Oh, nicely done, sir.
You know,
Can you solo me for a split second?
Yeah, of course I can. I try to do these inscriptions. I try to make them as pithy as possible. Sometimes they don't work as well as I want them to, but
Oh, he's wearing the medal.
oh yes,
Yes.
so good. That is so good.
So I've got the medal hanging around, so I'll pop it on the figure that wins if I have it in hand every week.
So good. I love that. If we could just get, oh man, the funny thing is the medal in the picture is the medal ceremony medal.
Yes.
With
the Porkins guy on it.
Porkins' face on it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh man. Okay. Now that we are back on form, now I don't know what to do. Do I show the next assortment, or do we take a pause?
Well, let's do the next assortment because you've got it ready to go.
I do, yeah.
And then we'll consider, because I got my camping week, and that'll give you some time to work on that.
Yeah.
And then what do you say about coming back after camping week with that?
Absolutely. Sure. I thought, didn't you say you were good for next week too?
I'm good for next week. And then,
okay.
Like
the
that's
week
what I mean.
After that.
Right. You will finish what you've got banked. You've done all your research. I don't know if your slides are done or whatever, but
no, I'll have those done this week.
But you've done all your research.
I did, yeah. I did, because
backtracking.
Originally it was like, we'll do waves 11 and 12, and then I looked at it. I'm like, 11 and 12 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 11 figures. We've already covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them.
Yeah.
Well, it just didn't make sense. So going forward next week, we're actually going to do waves 11, 12, 13, and 14. But there's a hitch. We're only going to cover figures that we've never looked at before.
Perfect.
That being said, here's what we're looking at next week. From wave 11, it's going to be Lando Calrissian and Qui-Gon Jinn. From wave 12, it's going to be Harrison Dula. And from wave 13, it's going to be Maz Kanata, Finn First Order Disguise, General Leia Organa, and Captain Poe Dameron. And from wave 14, it's going to be Resistance Tech Rose. And one figure that I'm kind of regretting
the winner,
not picking up.
the winner,
Jaina Solo.
And the
which
winner,
I need
Jaina
to correct
Solo,
because it says Jane. I don't know why I did that. It's my fault.
Jaina, stop this crazy thing. I'll tell you right now, that Harrison Ford smirk they put on that character, that's nobody.
Yeah.
That's a game winner, buddy.
Yeah, man. Look for that on our social media. I'll have that up probably sometime tomorrow, but you'll have until next Saturday at noon Eastern time with which to get your votes in. You can vote on every social media platform that we have. It's one vote per person per social media platform. Get your votes in before 12 noon Eastern time. Share this with your friends and vote, vote, vote.
Yes.
We'll be back. Now, that being said, let's go back to here. That's another one in the books. I want to say a very special thank you to Chris at Cutthroat Comics for wanting
Yes,
to
sir.
hang out
Thank
with
you
us
much,
tonight.
man.
Thank you guys. I mean, for coming on your show, it's incredible. I mean, this is going to really boost my channel big time.
Oh well, I do hope that some of your viewers come over and give us a look.
Oh,
And
definitely.
we'll definitely we're sending everybody
A
your
lot of
way
traffic, yeah.
as we speak. So, any chance you want to come back and do it again sometime?
Yeah, but I would love to have you guys on my channel.
Yeah, of course.
Woo.
Of course.
But we're going to have to do Star Wars comic books.
So
Oh.
you've got an expert right
Yeah,
there.
that's my
Right
thing.
there.
Yeah. We all have our
Great.
niches, like weapons and
Yeah.
chips is Wes, and
Yeah.
almost anything technical is Andy. And then the comic book. I mean, Andy's no comic slouch either. He probably kicked my butt.
Well,
at
Star
Marvel
Wars
stuff.
comics, though, how many you got?
Probably not that many.
Do you have any of the vintage run?
Yeah,
You do, yeah.
I got a few.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, the vintage run was yeah. That
Actually,
sounds
when we were
super
at,
fun, Chris.
Yeah.
the antique mall or
Yeah.
the 400. I found a copy of the original Marvel run that I have, and it's like it jumped out because
Wow.
that's one of my favorite.
Oh, hey, I recognize that one.
Yeah, it's Luke in front of that. I don't even remember what you call him. He looks like a giant angry wampa in a tunic.
Oh, yeah.
But he starts out as just this little wee critter,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I can't remember.
It's almost like the Fatal Fluffies from G.I. Joe.
Kind of, yeah.
It's Howard Chaykin. The art in that stuff is awesome.
Oh,
The
so-
absolutely.
early stuff, it's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'm sure for at the very least, Hank would love to do that, and I would love to come along for the ride just to learn something. So I will
Yeah.
definitely be interested in that. You just tell us when, and
Okay.
we'll see what we can do. We can make that work
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
It'll be great because then I feel like I know you guys already,
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
and you guys are fun to be with.
Oh,
And
thank you very much.
I love Star Wars, so I grew up with it. So
Excellent.
Me too, man. Me too. Love it.
But we're not a Star Wars channel.
No, I know.
It's an
We've
in
been
joke
saying
here.
that for like
It's an
4
in joke.
years.
We've been
We're not a Star Wars channel.
90% of our content tends to be. Absolutely.
It would be weird at this point if we just stopped and abandoned that. So
yeah,
Well, we reserve the right to review something else once in a while.
when we're not angry at it.
Right. Daredevil.
Right.
Daredevil, She-Hulk.
No, we did review She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah. And we were angry at it.
We reviewed
Oh,
the first
man.
half of it, but then something
I
else
can
happened.
say the worst movie was Brave New World. Worst movie, Marvel
Of
movie.
the new stuff. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it and I saw Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts felt like a palate cleanser after watching Brave
Really?
New World.
Mm.
Yeah.
Woo.
I don't know. I think Eternals tops that for me.
I actually
Ooh.
liked Eternals. I thought it was okay. I like that they were,
Yeah, it's not bad.
I know that the Fantastic Four coming out, they're really doing that Marvel's first family thing, but like Eternals, I really did get a sense of family out of that, and I enjoyed it.
Where the
I
hell
think for
were
me,
you when
it's been the
Thanos showed up?
fatigue.
Yeah.
It's just like we've had a third act problem for so long that I'm so worried about Fantastic Four. Oh,
There's
if you fuck up my Fantastic Four, I'll be very angry, Disney.
So mad.
there's one movie people should go see, and it's animated, and that's Transformers 1, I believe.
Oh, that was so good.
So good.
I watched it last night. I'm gonna watch it again. It was so good.
That movie does not get the. I mean, I think for those of us who have seen it, we all know what it's about, and we all know how good it was.
Very
But the
good.
box office doesn't support that, which is
No.
bizarre. Like more
Yeah.
people should have seen this in the theater.
Oh yeah,
I
And-
managed to catch it in theaters, and yes, I'm not a like exclusive Transformers fan, but even I was like, wow.
As a G1 guy,
hmm
and I know G1 isn't the end all be all, but in my Transformer collection, 99% of my Transformers are G1 characters.
right.
Transformers 1 was such a refreshing breath, and it was easy to sort of wrap my head around. I didn't feel like I was out of place.
Well, they
It
don't,
didn't feel like a betrayal to anything that I loved. I felt it was a worthy addition too.
and like you're basically starting at the beginning too, right? Like
Kind of.
you don't go into it feeling like, oh my god, I don't know all the lore of Cybertron and this and
Yeah.
that and the next
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
As almost a Transformers outsider. Like I'm steeped in the comics. I'm steeped in the original show and that original swear word movie.
Yeah.
But none of the new stuff at all, except to casually watch it. Beast
Yeah,
Wars,
sure.
casually watch them. You know, it's better than half the live action movies, and maybe even more than that.
It's
me.
good. I said to a friend of ours, actually I said to Ken at Toy Connections, because he's a Transformers fan as well. He'd asked me when I went to see it, he's like, well, what do you think? And I said, Ken, I said, this is the best modern Transformers movie yet. And I said, and it might actually be the better animated film. And that's a hard one for me to say because I love
That's
the
tough,
86.
isn't it?
I
Yeah,
love
the
the 86
'86
movies
movie is
so
really
much.
good.
Yeah.
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 But Transformers 1 is definitely, it's firing on all cylinders.
If you
Yeah,
haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. There's one more movie I would say do not go see.
Oh, yeah.
Karate Kid. I think it's
Oh,
Legacy.
no. Legends?
Yes, Legends.
Legends? Oh,
Horrible.
wow. I haven't seen it
Horrible.
yet. I haven't seen it. It's on my list. And Chris, you're the first person that's seen the movie that's
Yeah.
told me not to see it.
Don't see it. It's
Wow.
disappointing. It's disappointing.
Wow. Okay.
I could
Did
wait
you-
for the streaming.
Can I ask you though?
Mhm.
Were you a fan of Cobra Kai?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? You like Cobra Kai, but not this
Okay.
movie. Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that puts a little. See, that adds weight to your warning for
Mhm.
me.
'Cause
Mhm.
Cobra
Yeah.
Kai is
Yeah.
awesome.
It
I
was
just
so
think-
campy, and I loved it.
I think they could have done more with the storyline in this one, and they just like Russo. He doesn't. Well, I don't want to give it away,
Yeah.
but it's not enough. It's not enough, and I
Okay.
just feel like they lost out on an opportunity.
You know, if we're gonna talk Karate Kid, I know the guys over at that did Cobra Kai. I can't think of their names at the moment. The two guys that did it, they had a cameo in the last season of
Yeah.
the show.
Where they're sitting.
Yeah.
At the
They have said there's more. Like, and this is an idea that got pitched like when they were trying to decide what to do with Karate Kid
Right.
before they landed on Cobra Kai. There was several ideas thrown around for what they could do, and one of them is a young Miyagi story.
Ooh. And based on
I
what we learned in
feel-
Cobra Kai, that could be
Ooh.
very cool.
I feel like the guys that did Cobra Kai, I feel like that's might be something that they are working on. I can't say
Okay.
with any certainty that that's happening, but I
Right.
have a strong suspicion that they are developing something.
Well, after banking that much with Cobra Kai, I can't see them just dropping the franchise.
They had a good run with it.
Yeah.
The Daniel's wife in that show is retired from acting.
She's quit
apparently.
acting.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't blame her.
Yep.
I don't blame her.
And she's done
Make
with
your
the
nut
grind.
and get out.
There's nothing wrong with her position on it. Like I respect her for it, but like if you're done, you're done, and that's okay. That's okay.
I got a question for all you guys. What do you feel about Hollywood redoing and re-putting out movies that have already been out there, like Miami Vice?
Sure.
I heard they're talking about doing a reboot of 16 Candles and
Oh,
That's not what I heard of.
Breakfast Club as well.
So we've talked about this
That's
quite a bit.
dangerous territory, right?
Yeah,
Because a lot of
yeah.
the stuff that passed back then won't pass now.
Yeah, there's just certain things you can't do now.
Yeah, like the one scene in is it
My
16
question
Candles,
for-
where she's passed out and he's just taking photos of her.
Yeah. You
It's
would
like,
never.
No, you can't be doing
You
that.
would never do
And
that
then
now.
then you lose stuff like
You do.
my wife can't stand most, and she's a big Disney princess fan, like the original stuff, and she hasn't seen one live action Disney movie that she's
Yeah.
just
Get it for
beside
her.
herself. And she even likes the modern animated stuff, Frozen and stuff like that, but she's just so unhappy with the live action
You
versions.
know,
of
I've
these
always
things.
said this. Like, I think the issue is that we live in a time where the remake slash reboot is just so in your face. It feels like that's all they're doing. But I also like to point out that remakes have been a part of Hollywood since Hollywood in memoriam. So this isn't a new thing.
But it feels so pervasive right
Yeah,
now.
and I agree with you because it
I
is
have
very much in your
I have a
face now.
question to people who write in Hollywood, and that's if I, who am nobody, have 1,000 ideas that'll never get turned into movies, but have still never been done before.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you guys? And I know the answer to my own question. And I don't know if you guys saw the article today, but
Mm.
Lucasfilm announced that depending on how it does, The Mandalorian and Grogu could become a trilogy.
Wow.
What does that say to you, though? What that says to me is
We're
we
waiting
don't
to see
have
how
a
much we
story
get.
enough. We don't have a story good enough to bank on needing to tell it. But we'll cobble something together.
Well, they're
if
not
it does
interested in
well at the
telling
box.
stories. The studios
That's
are
the
interested in
problem. Is
making
that
money.
we're not, and this is the there's got to be somebody left in the industry that wants to tell a story, that wants to entertain us, that isn't worried about the bottom line. And I don't know if we have to switch to indie films. I don't know if we have to go to Bollywood. I don't know if we have to find like the stuff that's coming out on Netflix, even though it is Netflix produced, but the stuff coming out of Korea is amazing.
Is it Dan? I watched an interview with Dan Aykroyd not too long ago, and he was talking about just the state of Hollywood, and he's like, "Give a kid a camera, and now you don't even need a studio anymore. You can make a movie and put it out on YouTube."
Yeah.
And we're still getting Snow White for the 5th time.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, I hate to go back to it, but the Acolyte, right?
yeah,
There's something that they were definitely banking on multiple seasons,
yep,
and we're left hanging, with what could have been.
yeah. So anybody who liked that show is definitely living in a world of disappointment, and for the rest of the world that was really hating on it, maybe a sense of relief. But like that all hurts, and this is Star Wars specific, but that hurts Star Wars in general.
It does.
It's been
Yeah.
broken since Solo, and I don't know if it'll ever recover in my lifetime. And I would love it to, but it just doesn't seem to be trending that way.
Mm.
When a movie can make $345 million in a
And be
weekend
considered
at
a
the box office
failure.
and is a failure,
Yeah.
the
Right.
system is fundamentally broken.
Well, my good friend Jay Bartlett said, it's not our Star Wars anymore. We need to let it go. And
Oh, see that I'm right there with you. Like on some level, but it is because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And
right.
that's my position is and we've talked about this, and especially Hank and I, who are very much opposed on our opinions about the Acolyte. And this is a great opportunity to go, I like a thing that he doesn't. He doesn't like a thing that I do, but
Mhm.
we both still love Star Wars,
Right.
and that's okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
found some common ground there where there might not have been if we were other YouTubers head to head, right? Like,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
that's the beauty of friendship and thing where that transcends that stuff.
Or
Yeah.
the other thing, right? How many people and we were big fans of the Book of Boba Fett,
Mhm.
and I know that
Right.
that has been panned quite
I
quite
it's
broadly.
it's funny that like retroactively they're panning Obi-Wan, which I don't remember any controversy about
Nope.
while I was watching it and
Me
reviewing
neither.
it
Other
live.
than like you can't catch a little kid. Have you ever chased
Well,
an
there's one
8-year-old or
controversy per thing, right? Like there's
yeah.
the mopeds and Boba Fett. But like that story with the Tusken Raiders where he's like,
Oh my God, that delved into so much
I'm
world
not sure.
building.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're asking for.
I think you nailed it. It's like when people
Skeleton Crew
say
was amazing. Like,
it's not
what
the
do you?
Boba Fett I know. Well, the Boba Fett unless you read all the comics and the books, the Boba Fett had less than 7 minutes of screen time
That's right.
and what,
That's
2
right.
lines?
That's
Yes.
One of them was
Yeah.
right. I was
It
adamant
means a lot to
about that
me.
point when we were
Right.
reviewing that show.
Right. So like
You all don't know about them.
nothing. You know nothing about this character.
And
So yeah, you're right. It's not the Star Wars that I grew up with, but it's the Star Wars that's being made, and some of it is good, some of it is not. And I
It's
embrace it.
absolutely for everybody. And a question that got a guy, a new follower of the show and a new friend of mine asked me, do you think it's the genre? Do you think Star Wars is a genre?
It's a good question.
Or do you think it's a sandbox to play with? And that's seriously how if you have those two worldviews of Star Wars,
Mm.
and you follow that through, then you understand if it's space opera and nothing more, then enjoy your trilogy, your original trilogy, and that's good enough. But if it's a sandbox where you could have a horror movie or a comedy or a
Or a
spy
western,
thriller or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
space
western
western.
A
or a
kid's coming
samurai
of age
movie,
tale.
and it works, and I happen to be in the category that I think that it's a sandbox rather than a genre.
I just think that Star Wars is so derivative of so many other works that it can't be its own genre.
No, it can't just be one
Yeah.
thing.
And I've said this before. It's our myth, and I often
Yeah,
wonder,
it's our mythology, yeah.
Mm.
did Greek people in real time understand that those stories that were told about their religion were the myths that were happening? And I think we're
Mm.
in a unique position to go. We're living with our myths in real time. We can watch them being made in real time.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
1,000 years, people are going to write stories about Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you make a
Oh,
good
yeah.
point there.
I just think there needs to be better storytelling, and I want someone who is passionate about Star Wars as much as we are. That's where the writing should be. I don't want some lady telling me um, that the Force was created by this other woman and they created these children. You know, it's like, and I'm talking about the acolytes. I just didn't understand it. It just didn't make sense to me. I was like, you're over here, you're over here. Now we're doing this. Jedi doesn't get beat that fast, even by an inexperienced, you
Sith
know,
Lord.
Sith Lord. Yeah, it's just impossible to me.
I think that there's a view there that and that's okay. And this isn't from a place of gatekeeping or like one-upmanship, but it's like Hank said, Star Wars is for everybody. And if you've only ever seen the movies and the TV shows and you've never opened a book or a comic,
Right.
you could still follow along. But if you do open a book or a comic, you are rewarded with so much more lore.
Hmm.
And so like I take the
You could
position
dig and dig and dig.
I do take the position of, well, actually, the Jedi get their ass handed to them a lot more than you think they do. And
Right.
there are lots of, I know we use the term alternate force using traditions in the galaxy that the Jedi don't understand, and it's okay. But
Just a, for me, and I call that show the ejaculate. Um,
you did, yes, you
I
did.
did, yeah, like right in the middle of watching it. For me, what it was about was the quality of things going on. I felt like I was watching people do cosplay. I
It
thought I
was
was
rushed.
watching subpar acting. Uh,
I
the
felt like
story
it was
wasn't
rushed.
so bad per se, but what they sold, the bill of goods they sold me was a mystery to end all. Like it's going to be the greatest mystery you've ever seen. Don't just say we're doing a thing. Like right, the reason they lost me right from the get go and had nothing to do with lesbian space wishes. It had that none of that stuff really bothers me. When they lost me right from the get go was the fact that we're focusing on the Sith perspective, and I don't get that. I don't like Dave Filoni said if Darth Vader's your favorite character in Star Wars, you should probably go seek therapy. It's about the good guys, and it's very cut and dry. That's why we tend not to like the idea of gray Jedi around here. And if you do,
There's no gray Jedi.
more
There's
power to
Jedi
you.
or other force user. There's no
Yeah,
gray Jedi.
Right.
but I like
I will
my
fight you to the
you
death
know
on that.
there's all kinds of other stuff I can watch where my good guys are gray.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll watch 4 John Wick movies and go, okay, you just killed three
I love
thousand
moral
people,
ambiguity as much as anybody.
right?
I love it.
But for me, and now I'm a bit I'm showing my ownership of Star Wars is I like my good guys to be good guys. I like my bad guys to be bad guys. I'm sick of the redemption arc. I want a thankless villain to be thankless to his last to be villainous to his last breath.
See, we feel the same way. I said that about Wicked. I know that Wicked's based on a musical that and I didn't know anything about it, and I sure as hell don't know anything about the sequel that's coming. I don't need the Wicked Witch of the West to be redeemable. I don't need her to be a misanthrope, like a misunderstood. No. She's evil for evil's sake. Always has been. Always will be. Don't try to humanize this character. And they
Right.
did.
Yeah.
And they did.
But you would have to agree that Disney did better with the Star Wars animated films than they did with the regular TV shows. Besides, um, was it Mondo or something? Not Mondo. Mando,
Mando?
right?
Or Mando. Mando's been top tier stuff.
Yeah.
I think,
For
I
me,
think people forget, and I know where you're going with this, Hank. So let me just say, people forget that Disney Star Wars starts in 2014, and that means Star Wars Rebels is Disney Star Wars.
and that's the weirdest thing for me to say as a fan since 1977, and I would consider myself probably a super fan or one of those weirdos. My favorite Star Wars is Rebels.
Yeah, mine too.
I like
It's
Rebels.
Mine too,
it's so good, and by extension, when you watch Ahsoka like it's Rebels season 5,
Yeah.
that's some top tier friggin'
Yep. It's
live
very
action
good.
Star Wars TV,
It is
man.
very, very good.
I have to put Bad Batch in there with it.
Oh,
Except for the last maybe 4 episodes where they dropped all the balls they'd been juggling for 3 years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was a 9 out of 10 for me until that.
Right up until I
I
wanted
still
to
don't know
cry.
who Clone X is. Why it wasn't a resurrected tech. What's wrong with you? I'll write for you if you need me to. I will do it, Disney.
You killed my boy. Damn you.
He's still falling. In my head, I can't unsee that shit.
That's right. No, Star Wars animation has been pretty good by and large, and amongst the three of us, 33% of us have seen the Star Wars Resistance. And when I say that, I mean my eyes did fall on the screen, although I can't remember anything about it.
There's a Xiono character that's
That's
relevant
right,
because of what a
Xiono. Yeah.
dirtbag his
And Poe
father
Dameron
is.
shows up once or twice.
there you
Yeah.
go.
I think Hux
And
shows up.
I
once
mean,
or
and
twice,
I
too.
have because I've been like I'll get bored and I'll throw on an episode of Young Jedi Adventures, and it's great compared to the Acolyte, and it's for 4-year-olds.
yeah.
Oh, so it speaks to you.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Is it
Turn
speaks
my
to you?
brain off and go.
Yeah.
"Woo."
I haven't had my medication today. Okay,
That's right.
young Jedi. That's great.
But after seeing the figures that you guys showed on the show, I'm gonna have to go out and get some of these figures myself. It's
The line is still going strong. I know that there's questions about Hasbro's what's happening. Are they going to start outsourcing their intellectual properties? The partial answer is yes. We see it with the loyal subjects bringing Mask back to market, which I'm excited for.
yeah.
But there's no sign that anything is that they're doing other than Power Rangers. They completely dropped that. I don't know what happened there, but like their big ones, and I say the big ones, Star Wars Black Series, Marvel Legends, and now G.I. Joe Classified Series. Oh, and Transformers.
Mhm.
But Transformers is evergreen. It's never going away.
No. Yeah.
And they all those properties have been outsourced to other companies for other form factors anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see anybody getting like, okay, Toy Biz had Marvel Legends and then it went to Hasbro. Well, that's because Toy Biz ceased to exist.
Right.
I don't see Hasbro. Man, I don't see any of the boutique companies able to do it, with the exception of maybe McFarlane Toys. And we said that when
I don't want
it's
any
like
7-inch. I don't want Marvel Legends to suddenly be 7-inch scale.
no, but like same thing. Toy Biz stayed the same scale, went from 6-inch to 6-inch. So like,
That's true.
if they do that, I'm pretty sure Hasbro would be smart enough to say they must be the same scale.
Yeah.
And by extension, if we're going to get a new licensing, for DC figures, there's nothing more would excite me more than to have my DC figures on a shelf with my Marvel figures.
With your Marvel
yeah, and scale nicely instead of having this awkwardness.
Well, Mattel is getting the DC master license back.
True.
So
Yeah.
will they change the
Look
scale?
at the 9-inch Barbie figures.
I want to play the devil's advocate because you said McFarlane, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about Bobby Valla? I mean, he's a big Batman fan. Could you? He did a little bit of the Power Rangers.
So when he was at Hasbro, he worked on G.I. Joe a little bit.
He started the whole classified thing.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that he couldn't do it. I don't think that's his style. I don't think that's his style, because if he were to do that, why not just still work at Hasbro? He doesn't want to do. He wants to do a new property, and that's, I think, the whole Valaverse thing.
Yeah.
Yes, he went and secured all the licensing for Action Force, but let's be real.
Right.
It's not Action Force. It's
No.
it's Valaforce. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? And they're great. The same way that I could go out and buy for vintage, I could go and buy some old Leonard figures, and you know what? They're not GI Joes, but in my head canon, that's what they are.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. But I don't think that Bobby Valla wants to do licensed properties. He wants to do new original properties. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
Right.
I mean, if
Could
somebody
he
can
do it?
take off with an original
Maybe.
property, it's
Maybe.
But
the
he's
whole
been
industry can
hinting.
use it.
Really?
He's been hinting that he wants to get
A
another
license?
licensed
Oh, okay.
property,
Okay.
but he doesn't know if it's going to be something that Hasbro's already done or Mattel's done. But he's been hinting, like Cops and Crooks.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that'd be a good one to see come back around.
Yeah, he's
So,
been hinting Mask as well.
That's a tough one with the loyal subjects already,
Like
on the train.
full steam ahead. With
Now, Mask in a bigger scale? Hell yes. Hell yes. I'd take me some 6-inch Mask figures. Not going to get vehicles at 6 inches, but maybe you would. I don't know. But again, there is the boutique route, right? So you do smaller production runs because they are collector sort of focused things. But like, I think, if he's wanting to do, this is just me talking out my ass, by the way.
Right.
Like the Four Horsemen has Mythic Legions.
yes,
Right.
So, the four, if Bobby Valla's Valaverse Action Force figures are sort of his Mythic Legions, you could just do that and do a complete like space opera, science fiction, generic space battle guys. Like, call it whatever you want,
Sure.
but they would be perfectly in scale with, and now they're just science fiction laser shooter guys.
Mm-hmm.
That would work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
New original property. No,
the 79 check stuff.
Yeah. Just make up your own lore for it as you go.
Well, hopefully you'll get Bobby Valla on your guys' stream. I've been trying to get him on Comic Book Spotlight, and he's been too busy with his everyday job. And
He's a busy guy. You have a better chance of, getting questions if you just go to the 5POA podcast and get your questions in there. Maybe you get one answered.
well, I did have Ryan, and we talked comic books, but we didn't
that's
really
cool.
talk about Bobby.
No.
He's too close to Bobby that I'm afraid to say something, and he'll be like,
Gotcha.
I'm not coming on here again. It's like,
Well, listen, I know we only have a limited amount of time in every day,
Yes.
and I know that we're all in different. We are coming to you from 3 time zones tonight, by the way.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Let's wrap things up here. Chris, stay in the
Yep.
studio, and we'll just say our final goodbyes there. But I just want to say
Sure.
a wholehearty thank you to the one person that's hung on all this time. Thank you so much. Don't forget our RonCon wrap up is coming as soon as I figure out how to
We
get
just got
all the-
another viewer when you said that.
all the footage off my phone, and we'll have that up pretty soon. Next week's figure list will be up on our socials sometime tomorrow, so you'll be able to vote on that tomorrow. And Chris, once again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I look forward
Yeah.
to doing this again,
Yeah,
whether
super
it's
fun, man.
here or over on your channel. That's going to be a lot of fun. And
Yes.
then final word I give to you guys. Is there anything you would like to touch on before we say goodnight?
These are always so much fun. It's fun to do them with old friends, and it's super fun to do them with new friends because that's one of the best things about this is that we can grow our little communities and mix and match them and make ourselves this unstoppable nerd force, man. That's super cool.
I got something I got to tell you afterwards, Hank, because you'll laugh at that. Talking about Nerd Force.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nerd Force, that'd be a hell of a line.
Nerd Force.
Yeah.
Nerd Force.
There's
There
Andy
you go.
T-shirt. Write that down.
Nerd Force.
Yeah.
Nerd Force.
You have permission to use my likeness.
Nerd Force.
Nerd Force.
You can use my likeness in perpetuity.
So nice. All right, everybody. Chris, any last words?
No, I think you guys said it all. It's great to be on here. Great to be with new friends, and I had a ball.
I know we put your YouTube channel in the it's in our description tonight. But
Okay.
other than that, where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook on the Cutthroat Comics group. People are free to come in anytime, voice their opinion, give me ideas for new shows. You can also see me on Instagram at Cutthroat Comics 1. And I think I'm on Twitch as well. And that's
Great.
about it.
I just
We're
followed
on
your
Twitch
Insta.
as well. I don't know why, but we are.
I just followed your Insta, and I'm hunting down your YouTube as we speak, sir.
Oh, appreciate it.
Great.
No worries, man.
Once again, big thank you to everybody who showed up tonight. Thanks again, Chris, and to you guys, my co-hosts. We will be back. Andy and I will be back. Oh, wait, we might not be here tomorrow. I'm sorry, I haven't told you that yet. We might not be here tomorrow. I'm trying to plan something with my wife.
There you go.
But we will be back next Sunday, pending that nobody has a real world emergency. Basement flooding. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Until then, everybody, remember, whatever your thing is, and I know you have a thing, fan on. And remember, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Hank.
And I'm Chris.
That's Chris. Woo! Yeah, man. We will see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.
All right.